Hallo Freunde und willkommen zurück zu Marvels Midnight Suns, der zweiten von 3 Sonderfolgen. In der heutigen Folge werden wir uns vor allem um die ganzen Freundschaftssequenzen kümmern, sprich die Sequenzen, nach denen wir sozusagen das nächste Freundschaftslevel freischalten. Und ja, ich werde das ähnlich wie beim letzten Video am Freitag machen, dass ich immer mit kleinen Schwarzblenden arbeite, beziehungsweise kurz die sozusagen sage, um welchen Charakter es als nächstes geht, beziehungsweise halt mit in der Schwarzblende taucht halt Name plus Heldenname auf oder alter Ego-Name oder wie auch immer wir sie nennen wollen. Und dann folgen halt die Sequenzen. Teilweise sind es nur, ich glaube, das geringste sind 2 oder 3. Irgendwie so, aber es gibt halt auch manche Helden, wo ich halt alle Sequenzen aufgenommen habe. Ich habe leider nicht die Möglichkeit, beziehungsweise das Video wird eh schon lang genug. Beziehungsweise ihr seht ja, wie lang es wird. Ich gehe davon aus, dass es sehr lang wird. Dass ich noch die alten Sequenzen sozusagen aus den Folgen, die ich schon drin hatte, rausschneide und wieder mit einfüge, dass ihr sozusagen alle Sequenzen von allen Charakteren nochmal durchleben könnt. Wie gesagt, A, war mir das jetzt zu viel Arbeit, bei zu wenig Zeit. B, wird es halt einfach viel zu lang. Deshalb habe ich genommen, was ich jetzt nur aufgenommen habe. Und ja, ich werde auch immer als erstes den Haven-Besuch reinschneiden, nenne ich es jetzt mal. Und danach die Sequenzen also danach die Freundschaftssequenzen. Also sozusagen nehmen wir jetzt einfach mal Blade oder Eric Brook, der als erstes kommen wird. Kommt erst der Besuch beim Haven oder Zuflucht, wie es ja im Deutschen immer genannt wird. Und anschließend kommt dann die Freundschaftssequenzen mit ihm. So, genug gelabert. Jetzt geht's los. Viel Spaß und bis danach. Bei Blade haben wir jetzt den Nachteil, ich habe nichts mehr, was er wirklich, also was er liebt, nur noch Dinge, die er mag. Aber das heißt, wir nehmen eins davon. Und da wir malen noch viel zu viel haben, gehen wir eine Runde malen. Die Hose wird mir ja viel zu eng.
Really? Don't act so surprised. I'm capable of trusting people. I meant, why did you feel that way? Oh, I used to think people with easy childhoods were soft, that they blow over as soon as anything went wrong. I didn't hate them, but I barely saw them as human. I have met plenty of strong people who have had easy childhoods. Same. That's part of what convinced me I was full of it. I still catch myself thinking those thoughts, but I've worked to ignore them. Truth is, I never had it easy and was jealous of those who did. Took me a while to figure that out. How about you? Not counting Ileana, your childhood was the roughest of the Midnight Suns. Do you find it harder to trust?
Ja, ich glaube, das haben wir uns abgewöhnt.
Maybe 3 centuries ago, but that is no longer how I see it.
You think dying put what matters into perspective?
Could be. Or maybe Nico's role in my resurrection gave me a bit of her optimism.
You're lucky if it did. She has enough to keep us going, but not so much to be annoying. I respect that.
Das war ein echt beschissenes Meeting. Gut, nehmen wir was dir mal zumindest ein gutes Geschenk.
How'd you know I'm into that?
Ich weiß nicht, wie ich darauf kommen könnte. Absolut keine Ahnung. Hunter, Wir sollten reden. Triff mich in der Kapelle, wenn du Zeit hast.
I did not think church was your style, Daywalker.
Actually, it's Eric. Eric Brooks from Harlem.
I do not have any other name. It is just Hunter.
Really? I thought you'd have some old formal-sounding name like Benedict or Archibald.
Afraid not. I was born a weapon and raised as one. I'm guessing that is why Caretaker chose to just call me Hunter. She did not want to give me the impression I was allowed to be human.
Well, Sarah isn't exactly known for her warm parenting style. Can't say my mentor was much better. He was hard on me too. Wanted to make sure I survived.
You had a mentor?
I wasn't born this cool. Someone had to teach me. His name was Jamal Afari, a vampire hunter. He gave me the name Blade. He used to take me to church on Sundays when I was a kid. Taught me right from wrong.
Well, if it means anything to you, he did a fine job teaching you morality and ethics.
Sometimes I think the difference between taking the high road and slumming it in the gutter is having someone who believes in you enough to lift you up. He could have killed me, you know. And he would have been within his rights to put me down too. But he didn't. Jamal was the first person to look past the fangs and see my humanity. Trained me to control my darkness so I could become the vampire hunter I am today. I guess what I'm saying is, you deserve that same benefit of doubt. You may be a demon child, but I see the human in you winning.
I would like to extend the same sentiment to you, as a friend.
I don't need it, but I'll take it. It's good to have someone keep you in check.
What happened to this Jamal Afari? Do you still keep in touch?
No, I killed him.
Why? What happened?
He asked too many questions. Just kidding. You keep showing me I can trust you, and maybe I'll tell you the whole story someday. But for now, I just want to let you know you're not all bad, Hunter. Just half bad, and that's good enough for me.
Ja, die Geschichte von Jamal ist, wer hätte es gedacht, eine tragische. Wir spielen hier immerhin ein Spiel mit Comichelden und gefüllt haben die meisten von denen keinen schönen Hintergrund. Hunter, hast du kurz Zeit zu plaudern? Komm in den Gemeinschaftsraum.
Why are you smiling?
Because you're dead. Hangman.
Damn it.
No offense, Hunter, but you suck. I couldn't have come up with an easier answer.
The irony of a Dampier telling me that I suck is not lost on me, Eric.
Hey, keep it down or this game isn't the only thing you'll be losing tonight.
Is that why you brought me here? To tell me how much I suck at parlor games?
Actually, I'm here to tell you how much you don't suck. You're turning out to be one of my favorite people, and I don't like people.
Das kann ich verstehen. Den Seitenhieb können wir nicht. Nee,
What
geht
about
nicht.
Captain Danvers? Is she not your favorite person?
I don't know her as well as you. Been a while since I've had someone to lean on who handles their inner demons with as much swagger as you do. You remind me of this guy I used to work with, Hannibal King. He knew how to walk the line between good and evil without falling off, not unlike you.
Hannibal? What a villainous name. Did he actually dine on people?
No, man. I mean, he was a vampire, but not the worst of them. Turned out to be someone decent. We worked together to track down the vamp who killed my mother, Deacon Frost. He didn't have to help me, but he did. Proves that even the baddest of the bad can still have a heart, even if it's not beating. Resisting succumbing to your own darkness takes a shitload of willpower. I'm proud of you for resisting yours. Just don't fall off the wagon.
What happens if I do?
Then I'll just have to kill you, just like I killed my mentor Jamal.
You never told me what happened with that.
Well, here's the abridged version. Dracula turned Jamal into a Class A Nosferatu, and I had no choice but to put him down. Hardest thing I ever had to do. But mark my words, Hunter. If you ever go 100% evil on me, I won't think twice about taking you out too.
I would do the same for you, you know.
What do you mean?
If you ever became a danger to others, I would stake you in a heartbeat.
Well, let's hope it never comes down to that. Already lost enough friends that way. Don't want to lose another.
Then here is to not killing each other.
I'll drink to that. Oh, and Hunter, this blood's for you.
Schön. Ja, seine Passive wurde halt einfach von 15 auf 25 verbessert. Ich glaube zumindest es war 15, es könnte auch 20 gewesen sein. Aber es ist auf jeden Fall jetzt ein bisschen höher. Was schön ist. Hunter, hast du Zeit? Lass uns plaudern. Wir sehen uns draußen.
I have to say, Hunter, you do not disappoint.
All I did was show up.
Nah, you done more than show up. You showed me the way.
Could say the same about you, Daywalker. I feel I have learned much from you.
Happy to assist. I'll be honest, when Nico first busted you out of that coffin, I was sure there would be a time where I might have to hunt the hunter. But now I'm damn sure that time will never come.
So I may remove the garlic that has been hanging over my bed?
Unless you're using it as one of those hanging air fresheners, I think it's safe. Just wanted to let you know, I'll always have your back, Hunter, no matter what. Now, let's go kick some Lilin ass.
After you, Blade.
Ja, das können wir gerne machen. Es neigt sich dem Ende zu.
Something on your mind? You seem distant.
I am thinking about how best to lead the team.
It creeps up on you, doesn't it? I don't think I asked. How do you feel about being in charge?
I do not know. It is surreal to think I am responsible for so many.
I had that too. The enormity of it can overwhelm you. Just focus on your goal and how best your team can achieve it.
Is there anything I am missing or that I should be doing?
I'm happy to give you advice, but you don't need me to tell you how to run this. You're already making the right calls.
I need to figure out how to inspire my team.
There's no easy answer. But from where I'm sitting, you're already an inspiration. You lead by example, and we respect that.
How can I focus on that?
The more you get to know your people, the more they'll trust the calls you need to make.
That is it?
That's a large part of it. Keep putting in the time and they'll surprise you.
Ja, ich finde, wir schlagen uns echt gut hier. Perfekt. Dein Geschenk war sehr aufmerksam, Hunter. Danke. Keine Zeit herumzusitzen. Triff mich im Hof, wir müssen reden.
You know, when I first heard about Lilith and her apocalypse, I was skeptical that a resurrected half-demon warrior from the 17th century was going to be our best shot at beating her forces of darkness back.
And now?
Nico and company made the right call when they raised you from the dead, because I'm pretty sure you're the one who's going to save the day.
I'm not going to save the day alone. We all are, as a team.
See? That's what I'm talking about. You know how to lead a team in the right direction.
You think I have what it takes to be a leader?
No, Hunter. I know you have what it takes. You just need time to stew, grow into yourself. When I enlisted, I was 90 pounds soaking wet. A light breeze would have knocked me over. Not what you call captain material. But I didn't give up. And I won't let you either.
Ich bin froh, dass wir zusammenarbeiten, Hunter. Ich habe mir über die Vergangenheit nachgedacht. Würde gern drüber sprechen. Leistest du mir Gesellschaft?
Welcome to my barracks, as I like to call it.
Reminds you of your war days, huh?
The smell is the same. Old socks, anticipation, and sometimes fear. I was just a kid when I joined the army. I never thought my war days would come to an end.
Well, it looks like they never did. It seems the world still needs Captain America.
They called the First World War the war to end all wars. If only that was true. I was 19 when I enlisted in the Second World War, and they've just kept coming. As much as I hate to say it, maybe war is our destiny. We're both soldiers who've been plucked from our timelines and thrown into it over and over again. Maybe this is what we're supposed to be doing, fighting an endless war.
I do not know, Steve. I believe that one day there will be a world without war.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're more optimistic about it than I am.
Seriously, Steve. Imagine a world ruled through peace. You could do anything you wanted to do.
I'd just find another cause to fight for that didn't require the use of my fists or my shield.
Like?
I don't know. Probably some social justice nonprofits or something to do with stopping climate change.
You are never going to stop saving the world, are you?
No, and neither are you. You're about the closest thing I have here to a co-captain. We might not be able to end all wars, but if you keep walking the walk, we'll be able to end this one.
Ja, das kriegen wir hin. Du hast eine spezielle Perspektive, Hunter. Ich sehe es oft anders, aber ich respektiere das. Lust, mit zu den wilden Klippen zu kommen? Du hast einiges hinter dir und verdienst die Anerkennung.
One can get lost in thought staring at such a force of nature. Storms come and go, ships wrecked, and men lost. But the ocean persists.
Something on your mind, Captain?
What do you make of our chances to get out of this mess in one piece?
The only thing under our control is our efforts. Knowing our team, we will give it all we have got.
We will, especially with how far you've come. I want you to know I'm proud of you, Hunter. You've become a leader I would gladly follow into the heat of battle, no matter how high the flames.
Should I also sport the title of Captain?
Captain Hunter. Not sure it has the right ring to it, but I think you definitely earned it. You've got to appreciate the irony. The kid of the mother of demons is the one that will lead us to victory.
Tja, manchmal hat es auch den Vorteil, ein halber Dämon zu sein, oder wie war das? Wobei, so gesehen sind wir ja kein halber Dämon. Ich meine, wir sind ein halbes Blatt. Aber ich glaube, die Blatt sind nicht wirklich Dämonen, weil sonst wäre Caretaker auch einer und das wäre beängstigend. Ich möchte keinen Caretaker-Dämonen, bitte. Gut, Carol hat auch das Problem, wir haben nichts mehr, was sie wirklich liebt, nur noch Dinge, die sie mag. Dann hoffen wir mal, dass die Gespräche hinhauen.
I'm getting used to the Abbey. Didn't think I'd like it at first. Monks lived here isn't on my list of preferred amenities.
What changed your mind?
It reminds me of a Kree outpost. Mostly solitary, but you have your team around. Enough contact with civilization to avoid going loopy.
What do you get when Captain Marvel goes stir-crazy?
You tell me.
Someone who is not enjoying herself?
No, I'm having a great time. I thought you were setting up a cheesy joke.
Oh, no, I was really curious. When you have cabin fever, what does it look like?
How about me 20 minutes ago?
Nice.
What about you? You died here, so I bet you have some complicated thoughts about this place.
Geht.
Yes, there are bad memories. But the good ones outweigh them all.
You're lucky you have that.
I'm making some new ones right now.
No one likes a suck-up hunter. But so am I.
Aber das mit dem Schleim können wir doch so gut. Gut, hier haben wir das auf jeden Fall für dich.
We're doing this again. Make plans.
Jo, gerne. Beim nächsten Mal. Ich wette, du wärst ein wunderbarer Avenger-Hunter. Vielleicht eines Tages. Ich könnte ein paar gute Augen gebrauchen. Triff mich im Hof.
You wanted to speak, Carol?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks.
Thanks for what?
For surprising me with your unexpected friendship. I did not see that coming. Believe it or not, I don't have a lot of peeps I can call friends. Not close ones, at least.
I do not believe it. You were like the popular girl in one of Nico's high school movies.
You're not referring to one of those mean girl characters, are you? Because I know I can spar with the best of them, but I try to give everyone around me a fair shake.
No, you were like that high school vampire slayer who has a group of friends who look out for her, even though she cannot see exactly how loved and admired she is by all.
I'm glad you're here, Hunter. I feel like you get just how heavy all that extra baggage can be when it comes to having crazy freaking superpowers.
Dann können wir echt gut schleimen.
Blade understands that burden too.
Why are you bringing him up?
No reason. Just thought you should know you can lean on him too.
Anyway, I should let you get back to whatever cool thing you were doing before I dragged you out here to get all gushy.
Anytime, Carol.
Jupp. Das kommt zumindest noch zweimal vor. Im Hof sieht man, dass du kein Anfänger bist, Hunter. Die Sterne rufen nach mir. Willst du nun in ein unendliches Universum blicken?
You know, I was obsessed with the sun as a kid. A huge nuclear reactor fueling all light and life in our solar system. And then looking up at the stars at night and realizing there were other nuclear reactors, some of them even bigger and brighter, probably supporting planets just like ours. I was blown away.
And now?
I want to say I still am, but I saw countless stars while I was in the Kree Star Force. White dwarfs, red giants, even a couple of neutrino stars. Sadly, the sense of wonder eventually wears off, like most things.
It sounds like you miss that sense of wonder.
A part of me does, I guess. But I can't really complain. These powers opened a lot of doors. Makes you wonder where I'd be if the Kree's psyche magnetron hadn't turned my imagination into reality. Would I still be in the Air Force? Or NASA? Or maybe something completely out of left field, like a social media influencer with a famous cat? What would the life of regular Carol Danvers look like?
You would have found new ways to break boundaries and set new records. Probably break those as well.
I do love the sound of a glass ceiling shattering, and it would be nice to know that I did it with no extraterrestrial help, so to speak. That's a thought. Maybe in another life. But for now, you're stuck with me in this one.
Wir könnten schlimmere Helden haben. Ja, 20% Chance auf Konter, sprich einmal die Chance verdoppelt. Ist okay. Ist jetzt nicht die wichtigste Passive in diesem Spiel. Du musst mir nichts schenken, Hunter, aber ich freue mich dennoch. Ich habe selten einen faulen Tag, aber heute ist so einer. Kommst du mit in die Grotte?
when was the last time you took a break?
I have been in slumber for a few good centuries.
Fair point. Not sure I would count that as a vacation.
It was a haunted sleep, full of ghastly visions.
Sounds restful. And now our 9-to-5 is stopping your mom from 86ing the world. Well, that is why I'm already planning a pretty great R&R when all of this is over. Someplace warm with an endless supply of those tiny drink umbrellas. But I'm open to suggestions.
From me?
Who else? I'm not leaving you behind.
Wollten wir nicht ein bisschen durchs Weltall fliegen?
Tell me more about these accessories. Do they protect your beverage from rain? Are there more like them?
Sure. Some of them even hold a small selection of drinks and snacks. How cool is that? Who would have thought I would be excited to go on a vacation with my enemy's kid? No offense.
None was taken.
So, your game?
Ja.
How can I say no?
Perfect, because I wasn't taking no for an answer. I just love it when a plan comes together. Especially one that involves you, Hunter.
Oder Blade. Wait. Mag Vögel.
Don't you ever get tired?
Of what?
You know, being responsible for everything. Surprised your poor back hasn't broken yet with all that pressure.
It
It can be stressful, but it is part of the role we play as heroes.
I didn't know hero meant chump. No offense, but I'm not bending over backwards for free.
Everyone has their own reason to keep going.
Mine is cold hard cash, but that still doesn't change the fact that our job is harder than me at a katana store. Just hearing the word hero makes me want to walk into oncoming traffic.
It is not that bad.
Says the poster child of heroism. Haven't you ever fantasized about leaving it all behind?
I have thought about it.
Of course you have. There's no shame in it. Take it from me. I fantasize all the time. Most of it isn't PG, so it stays inside the pants.
There's no use in wanting something I cannot have.
Now you sound like you're in a teen romance flick. What you're feeling is normal, Hunter. We've all thought about ghosting this lifestyle.
That is reassuring. Thank you.
Now, if you ever want to, elope, you know where to find me. Grrr.
Danke, nein, danke.
That was so fun, I could die right now.
Nee, kannst du nicht. Das ist ja dein Problem, Wade. Aber hey. Endlich sind wir einen Schritt weiter. Jo, mir ist langweilig. Tratsch mir wie die alten Schachteln.
You wanted to talk?
When you put it that way, it makes it sound like I'm in trouble. And not the fun kind.
Did you do something?
Anyway, I'm glad you're here. Open up those ear holes. Deadpool's gonna tell a story. Once upon a time, there was a handsome merc who had friends and family that loved him. But chaos and destruction followed him wherever he went, and it ended up hurting the people he cared about most. He waved goodbye and peaced out to live a life of solitude. The end. I'm still workshopping it, but I think it could be made into a movie.
Ja, es gibt einen sehr guten Deadpool-Film. Den ersten. Den zweiten fand ich nicht ganz so gut und den dritten habe ich noch nicht gesehen. Wobei, der ist auch, glaube ich, noch nicht draußen. Also kann ich ihn noch nicht gesehen haben.
It sounds like you have had it rough.
You know, you make this setup so easy, it's not fun sometimes.
I'm being serious. You have had hard experiences. Thank you for opening up to me.
See? It's almost unfair how the jokes write themselves. But, I figured you deserved to know where I'm coming from.
Do you feel better now that you have told me?
Give me 3 to 5 business days and I'll get back to you.
You put too much pressure on yourself.
Duh, don't you?
A little pressure is healthy. It keeps me sharp.
Well, I hope it never breaks your back. Seriously, of all the ways to go, a snapped spine gives me the ick just thinking about it.
You continue to deflect me with humor.
Psh, when have I ever? Now you know my sob story. No more mushy-gushy talk, all right?
Na gut, wie du möchtest. Ich hatte einen Freundschaftsring für dich, aber die Personalabteilung sagt, ich darf ihn dir nicht zeigen. Stirnrunzel. Ich gehe jetzt die Kapelle taufen, wenn du mich aufhalten willst.
I did not expect to meet you here.
For real. Having confessional in a church? It's like somebody couldn't think of anywhere better.
You wish to confess something?
You may have noticed that I mess around a lot. I'm the handsome, super buff comedic relief of the Abbey. Get this. It's all an act. I'm actually a magician.
No, really? You had me fooled.
I'm a master baiter, Hunter. You just couldn't see it until now.
And now that I have, I am scarred for life like you.
Touché, Hunter.
Touche yourself, Deadpool.
Oh, I need no encouragement.
So why do you turn everything into jokes?
It's a hell of a lot easier than being vulnerable and showing my entire ass. No one gets to see that for free.
Do you ever get tired of keeping up this charade?
Oh, you want to play charades? Here I thought we were having a serious conversation about how I'm completely faking it.
So why put on this act if it is all fake?
It protects me, and it pushes the people I care about far away. We all know there's never a happy ending when I'm involved.
Well, that does not sound like a way to live.
What would you do in my position then, huh?
I do not know. But pushing your loved ones away is not good.
It is if it keeps them above the ground.
They deserve to know you are worried.
Whoa, did you see that? You gave me chills just now. I hate it when you're right.
You should know by now that I usually am. But there is something else you should know. None of us truly know what we are doing.
Coming from you, that's rich.
I do not always have it all figured out.
You sure put on a good show. You ever worried about breaking down?
All the time. I try not to let it consume me.
The cool as a cucumber approach. A classic strat. Not sustainable, though.
We all just need to hold it together until the end. Then, we can take a minute to ourselves.
I'm clenched up all the time, Hunter. It makes my muscles look bigger. Look, I'm glad we cleared the air, but don't go telling people I'm actually a giant softie. I'd still like to keep my badass card.
I think our colleagues would enjoy seeing this side of you.
Not as much as I enjoy being a menace. Sorry, Hunter. I'm gonna keep it on the DL for now.
Is that the Deadpool lockdown?
See? You get me! When you don't want to talk about something, you stick it in the hole.
Ich will nicht wissen, welches Loch er meint. Ja, wir stellen jetzt mehr Gesundheit her und vor allem für jeden Enfuego-Stack Gesundheit. Auch ganz praktisch. Wobei ich sagen muss, er kriegt in letzter Zeit relativ wenig Schaden. Aber hey, trotzdem, heilen ist heilen. Man sagt, Freundschaft ist alles, was zählt, aber das ist Quatsch. Ich liebe Geschenke. Weißt du, was Romantisches? In die Ferne starren. Treffen wir uns bei den Klippen, Baby.
What are you doing out here?
You call that a pickup line, Hunter? You're supposed to ask, "Come here often," and set me up with a real zinger.
Uh-huh.
Well, since that's ruined, I guess we can cut straight to the chase. I wanted to apologize.
Das ist eine Seltenheit.
Oh no. What did you do?
I think the question should be, what didn't I do? That's for you to find out later. No, Deadpool, you said you were going to be honest.
Ah, you are trying to leave the joking behind.
Joking will always be a part of me. It's in way too deep. Like, guts deep. I don't know if I can ever not be a wisecracking, dramatic, incredibly hot dude who pushes people away, but you've always listened to me, and it makes me want to try.
Löblich.
I'm sure that took a lot of strength to realize.
Yeah, well, it ain't gonna happen overnight.
It does not need to.
But change is hard, and I'm lazy.
Oh ja.
Not everything in life is easy.
Well, it should be. I deserve to be a pile of meat and bones who does nothing and gets everything.
Think of it like a fun challenge.
Oh, yeah? Convince me.
Think of this as a present to yourself.
The best presents to myself are monster trucks and flamethrowers, Hunter.
They can also be self-improvement and self-love.
Oh, I give myself plenty of self-love. Don't worry about that.
It is a different kind. Are you not curious to see what it feels like?
Fine, maybe a little. You really think I can change? I've been retconned before. Let's do it again.
Only if it is something you want.
What I want is a chimichanga. But I guess I can try.
That is all any of us can do.
There's my motivational speaker. Thanks for sticking around. You're a real trooper.
And you are a real pooper.
You're so much better with your zingers. Huh. Telling you my deepest, darkest secrets made me feel a lot lighter. I wonder if this means I can fly now.
Ich weiß nicht, ob du es ausprobieren möchtest. Aber go ahead. Ich würde mal sagen, Meditation ist definitiv mit Dr. Strange gut.
I must confess the loss of the Sanctum Sanctorum has deeply affected my focus. For the first time in quite a while, I feel a sense of mourning. Sentimental, I know, but I cannot shake the sense that life as I know it has changed for the worse.
Steel your resolve, Doctor.
With what? The wreckage of my home? I fear my resolve vanished with its explosion. I confess I always relied on the Sanctum Sanctorum as my magical lodestone, my true north. Without it, I am adrift in an ocean of fate and time. Tell me, Hunter, if Lilith's forces captured the Abbey, if they prevented your return home, what would you do?
I spent half of my life on the run. I do not need the Abbey to be the hunter.
But am I the Sorcerer Supreme without my Sanctum Sanctorum?
Die Tatsache,
That
dass
is
du
a
ungefähr auf
question
Höhe
I cannot
meines
answer.
Kopfes schwebst,
Thank you, Hunter. You leave me with much to consider.
sagt mir zumindest sehr viel. Das hier, ne, das ist Cap. Deadpool. Ich würde ja echt gerne, dass man ein bisschen, also dass man die sortieren kann. Das wäre ganz cool. Also zumindest nach Seltenheit. Wir haben zumindest nichts Legendäres. Dann gebe ich ihm mal die menschliche Anatomie. Würde sich freuen. Nee, wissenschaftlich interessiert, nee, ist nicht.
Let's endeavor to meet again soon.
War nicht perfekt, aber es war okay. Hunter, unsere Zeit im Trainingshof war erfrischend und belebend, wie Sport sein sollte. Nach eingehender Reflexion erkenne ich, dass es auch Zeit abseits der Schmiede braucht. Eine Stunde auf dem Abteigelände in guter Gesellschaft, versteht sich, wäre hilfreich.
During my last meditation session, my thoughts turned to you, and I wondered if you had some wisdom to offer. I steered Earth's mightiest heroes through esoteric cataclysm and mystical strife before, but now I see myself dimmed in their eyes. With the loss of the sanctum, is it possible that I am the last Sorcerer Supreme?
All your experience makes you a stable voice in unsettling times.
Yes, I held the fate of many in my hands, but the Midnight Suns don't trust me. The Avengers fear I am so fragile that a single misplaced comment would shatter me.
Leaders cannot always see the path ahead, and I still follow you.
1 out of 3 isn't bad. None of us wields control. We can only swim through chaos, gathering what we can preserve. My ego relished being the sole calm eye in the midst of unholy tempests. Now, perhaps I find all eyes, including my own, look to you. You remind me of the Ancient One. Or perhaps I must learn the same lesson over and over.
Vielleicht. Vielleicht tust du das. Aber es gibt ja nicht nur ein Sanktorum. Zumindest, wenn ich das in den Doctor Strange-Filmen immer richtig verstanden habe. Wobei auch da wieder die Frage ist, stimmen die denn so mit den Comics überein, auf die sich dieses Spiel bezieht? Wer weiß. Hunter, es ist schwer, einen Meister der Magie zu überraschen und zu erfreuen, aber du findest weiter Wege. Ich hatte heute eine Erleuchtung, die der stillen Einkehr in der Kapelle bedarf. Natürlich nicht zu still, ein wenig Konversation wüsste ich zu schätzen.
I almost sent my astral form to cover more ground.
That means you were trying to ghost me?
I caution against speaking in modern vernacular as it rapidly evaporates from the pool of youthful lexicon. Then magic will say you are uncool.
Unfathomable. According to Magik, we are besties now.
Ah, yes. Our last conversation afforded me valuable insight into my current state of being. Your continued confidence and honesty with me have rekindled some of my own belief in myself.
Das ist doch,
The Sorcerer Supreme is a role only one mortal in a generation can hold.
Fancy titles impress the illusion of rank upon the world, but that's all it is. A name for one who understands much, and yet so little at the same time. I am merely a man with a very useful set of skills who worked to fill a niche.
I will light a beacon every step of the way.
The doubt never crossed my mind. You have my gratitude, Hunter.
Perhaps the Sorcerer Supreme could conjure me up an ice cream cone?
Due to Stark's contractual obligations, I can only offer Avengers-themed flavors. Nobody needs the caloric marvel that is hulka burning love. A single scoop is a meal unto itself. Hunter, no matter what the outcome of our struggle is, you have not given up on me. That is a bond that carries beyond words and worlds.
Jetzt möchte ich aber wissen, wonach dieses Halbding schmeckt. Das muss schon sehr merkwürdig sein. Aber gut. Hunter. Ungeachtet des Geschenks zählt vor allem der Gedanke, mich mit einem zu beschenken. Das Schicksal treibt mich heute um 2 verflochtene Schicksale. Außerdem strapaziert Tony meine Nerven. Ein Spaziergang würde sie beruhigen.
When you and I last stood here, we felt the transmigration of life essences leaving via the conduit that lies within the Abbey.
I recall. You referred to the Abbey as a waypoint.
Indeed, it is a place of respite, where weary souls may join together and reforge themselves anew, before the next step in their journey.
The magic of the Abbey lies in those who gather here, does it not?
That is a marvelous observation, Hunter. I had not considered this to be true, but then again, as I have learned, not all insight is mine to possess.
We will only fail if we try to stop the prophecy alone.
With such uncertainty ahead, whether we succeed or fail, I am glad to have met you, Hunter. Our destinies may not be as set in stone as we sometimes believe. Tell me, what do you believe is your fate?
Irgendwann, ich meine, unsterblich sind wir nicht.
My destiny is to return to death. But still, I do not feel as if all hope is lost.
Haha, because you understand what a prophecy is, Hunter. It will come to pass, yes. But prophecy hinges on interpretation. Your uncertainties echoed my own, but allow me to help you as you helped restore my faith in myself. If a sorcerer supreme can fail at his duty and awaken to find new purpose, then perhaps the Darkhold, Chthon, Lilith are but veils that must be lifted from our eyes. Our destiny is never written by others who exist in this world, only by ourselves. I sense, perhaps, that the auspicious transmigration of life essences was a sign that our destinies may yet still change. Whatever comes for us, know that I stand by your side, no matter what.
Ist doch schön. Sehr gut. Und damit haben wir auch seine Mission freigeschaltet. So, Robbie mag es fischen zu gehen. Also gehen wir fischen. Ich muss ja sagen, ich finde Fischen ist...
It's hard to explain.
You could try.
Meh.
The Abbey is just... I don't know how to put this, but it's too quiet.
The Abbey is unnerving for many reasons, but the silence late at night can be overwhelming.
Glad it's not just me. I think I'm homesick. This is the longest I've ever been from the neighborhood, from Gabe. I think it's getting to me. I know I can't go home until this is over, but knowing doesn't make it easier.
Why not bring Gabe to the Abbey?
Nah, I can't put him in danger. If anything happened to him, well, I think Sparky would be the one scared of me. Hey, after all this, if you ever need to get away, you're always welcome to crash at my place.
Are you certain?
Friends are always welcome in my home. Oh, speaking of which, you and Parker will need to fight over who gets the couch and who gets the air mattress.
Das kriegen wir hin. So. Hab ich nicht noch... Ach nee, ich habe den Düsentreibstoff. Das ist von... Ich nicht noch eine Kerze mit Leder und Mahagoni? Nee, das ist fürs Buch. Ja, Sportwagen-Interieur. Das war's, was ich gesucht habe. Wundervoll. Nächstes Level steht an. Schön. Hey, Hunter, weißt du was Tolles? Mit dir kann ich ganz ich selbst sein. Ich fühle mich neben der Spur. Nichts Schlimmes, aber ein freundschaftliches Gespräch würde helfen. Hast du Zeit? Haben wir.
I gotta say it. Hanging with you has been a major confidence boost. Well, sort of.
Sort of?
Have you seen the people we've got cruising around this place? Tony's a genius, Strange can do practically anything, Cap is a friggin' icon, Carol can fly the solar system and the fighter jet, and then there's me, with a flaming demon in my head.
A flaming demon in your head is far from mundane.
Yeah, it's cool, but not, top shelf cool. Not like those other guys.
Do not let it rattle you, Robbie. Have faith in yourself.
I don't know. I don't want to mess up and disappoint anyone, or worse, get someone hurt. I made that mistake once before, and I have absolutely zero desire to do it again.
Trust yourself. You have the right skills. And if you need backup, Sparky is always with you. Trust in the demon.
Sparky's great, but I make the judgment calls, and my track record is iffy at best.
We all mature in different ways.
Yeah, I hear you, Hunter. And, I appreciate you seeing the best in me. Even if the best is Sparky.
I think the best of you is yet to be discovered.
Well. Hey, Kombo-Modifikator, Ziel explodiert bei K.O. Auch witzig. Die Midnight Suns haben Glück, dass sie dich haben, Hunter. Ich muss dich um einen Gefallen bitten. Keinen großen, aber ich erkläre es dir lieber persönlich. Lass mich wissen, wenn du reden kannst.
I want to ask you something, but you can't make fun of me, okay?
Fire away, Robbie.
Well, there is this online video game tournament, and I was kind of wondering, will you be my player too?
Let's go.
Of course I will be your player too, Robbie, and slay digital demons by your side.
Really? You sure you don't want to be player one?
No. You have earned that title. I am happy to follow your lead. So, what did I do to deserve this honor, Robbie?
I could ask you the same question. What did I do to deserve all your confidence in me?
I rarely meet someone as true and honest to himself as you, Robbie, which explains how you can master the spirit of vengeance without letting it control you.
Calling someone like that back home can get you a nice beating. But I'll take it as a compliment. I sometimes wonder if you'd still think that way if it wasn't for Sparky. Don't get me wrong, we're a solid duo, there's no doubt about it. But on my own, would I be that great? I'm not so sure.
Yes, Robbie. You cannot make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. And you are no sow's ear.
I wasn't trying to. I don't think I was.
I have known you long enough to know you are the real hero, without Sparky. You cannot fake that.
Okay, fine. You've made your point.
Repeat it until every last bit of doubt is erased from your mind. Starting now.
I am the hero.
Perfect.
So kann man das auch angehen. Wie war das, wenn es dir schlecht geht, dir einfach ein, dass es dir gut geht. Oder red dir ein, dass es dir noch viel schlechter gehen könnte, damit du dich besser fühlst. Wer weiß. So, Seelensammler verbessert. Sehr schön. Hey, Hunter. Ich kann nicht für die anderen sprechen, aber es ist gut, dich bei uns zu haben, weißt du? Ich muss dir etwas sagen, aber ich hänge bei den Autoreparaturen hinterher. Stürzt dich, beides zu tun?
Thanks for meeting me out here.
Of course, Robbie. What is on your mind?
I woke up with this funny feeling this morning.
Oh, and what was that?
Well, I got out of bed, got dressed, looked in the mirror, and saw the Ghost Rider standing before me. You know, the real deal. And you know, it didn't feel weird. It was like I knew I could handle anything the day handed to me. No problem.
Das ist
What's
gut.
with that?
I am pretty sure it is called confidence, Robbie.
Oh, so that's what confidence feels like. I don't think I felt it before. Not like this anyway. Guess the confidence you had in me was contagious.
I am heartened to hear that, Robbie, but you overcame your own demons. No offense to Sparky, of course. The credit goes all to you.
You know, I was thinking, once all of this is over, I'm gonna go back to my old stomping ground, have my very own homecoming moment.
Ready for your hero's welcome?
Ready for some neighborhood deep cleaning? You should come with. Got plenty of bad guys in East LA that are long due for a tune-up from our badass Hunter Ghost Rider duo.
You know you do not need me, right? You have got this.
I know, just thought you'd appreciate a chance to kick some ass in nicer weather.
And I look forward to hearing all about the glory of East LA's very own spirit of vengeance.
Well, we're both gonna have to wait a minute on that. This flaming gearhead ain't riding off to the sunset before we finish what we started. And as always, I've got your back.
Das ist immer gut zu wissen. Wirklich gut zu wissen. Und für den guten Tony, mit dem guten Tony, gehen wir Pilze sammeln.
So, you've been dead?
Mhm.
Yes?
What's on the other side?
Of death?
Yes, blazing trumpets, fiery pits, Thor's backyard. Where did you end up?
The barking was endless. Wagging tails stretched to the horizon. But after my death, I learned that all dogs really do go too.
I'm gonna stop you right there, boss. See if Corgius was not on my afterlife bingo card. I have a betting pool going on which religion was, right. I was really hoping you could give me an edge.
I guess you will have to figure it out for yourself.
Let's hope that's in many, many years.
Das war jetzt nicht so gut. Aber die 15 Punkte reichen ja glücklicherweise. Hey, Boss. Man weiß nie, wie mehrere Teams zusammen funktionieren. Gut, dass du da bist, um alles im Lot zu halten. Unglaublich, dass ich das sage, aber ich brauche deine Hilfe in einer sensiblen Angelegenheit. Und um 100% deutlich zu sein, es ist nichts Medizinisches. Plauder mir in der Bibliothek, da ist es schnell genug.
Look, I'm not looking for your deep, dark diary secrets. Don't get freaked out. I don't care who you have a crush on. Can't believe I'm actually asking you this, but I wonder if you could give me a peek behind the magical veil?
Magical veil?
Yeah, I don't want to know card tricks or anything like that. I just want to know more about the secrets of magic. I'm talking about the spooky stuff.
Let me teach you something small to start off with. Maybe read a grimoire. See how you like it.
I promise I'm a quick study. Don't hesitate to throw me in the deep end.
I do not doubt your intelligence, which is why we have to start small. Exposing you to magic's darkest secrets right away could do some damage.
What kind of damage could a little book learning do?
Well, reading the wrong grimoire has the potential to wipe your mind completely and turn you into an empty vessel ripe for possession by non-corporeal entities that lurk in the outer darkness, just waiting for unwitting magical explorers to uncover the wrong bit of knowledge.
Don't read the wrong books. Got it. See? I'm a quick student.
Just let me know when and where, and we will begin.
It's good that we have the kind of relationship where I can come to you about this stuff and there's no judgment.
You could not talk to Strange about this?
He knows his stuff, but if I came to him to teach me, I'd never hear the end of it. The man loves the sound of his own voice, especially when he's reciting incantations. If you don't mind, can we keep these lessons between you and me?
Do not worry. I will keep my secret to my grave. and beyond.
That's the kind of commitment I like to hear. I knew there was a reason I liked you.
Very well. I think I have the perfect reading for your first assignment. There is a book up on that shelf. Occulta Pericula Amet.
Oh, my Latin is a little rusty, but does that say dangerous magic secrets?
Ancient wizards did not like to get clever with their book titles. Anyway, take notes, and we will talk later.
Magie beherrscht. Kann nur gut werden. Manchmal glaube ich, du allein hältst sie mit Netzanz zusammen, Boss. Ich hoffe, das ist Ihnen klar. In meinem Zimmer, gelangweilt, bis zum Umfallen. Zeit für ein Pläuschen? Du hast immer etwas Interessantes zu sagen. Es sei denn, du kriegst das hier später, dann bin ich vielleicht nicht mehr in meinem Zimmer. Wobei, wenn du plaudern magst, gehe ich gern wieder auf mein Zimmer zurück. Ich nenne es Schrödingers Chat.
Well, don't get me wrong. I love the book. Read it cover to cover. Twice. Then I put it down and had a great night's sleep. Haven't had one of those since I came to this fun house.
Is your bed uncomfortable?
Oh, the bed is fine. It's all the other stuff that's been keeping me awake. Cold drafts, whispering voices, footsteps in the hall, footsteps on my ceiling, footsteps under my bed, footsteps on my bed, random stuff moving around. But last night, slept like a baby. All because I read the book and am starting to learn. Is it crazy that I'm actually kind of enjoying this?
You are seeing things from a perspective unattainable to most mortals. Be careful how much crazy you take in all at once.
Well, I've already got a plan. Fit in a little crazy every day. Right after my morning exercises, right before the coffee. Don't skip a day or the crazy will fly right out of my head.
I will have to figure out your next lesson. It should probably involve some sort of artifact.
The more ancient and forbidden, the better.
I will see what I can do.
Well, I can't express my thanks enough. You're taking all the spooky stuff and making it a little less spooky.
Well, I guess you will have to come up with a new nickname for Strange, then.
Oh no, he stays Dr. Spooky. I may be getting comfortable with all the oddities around the Abbey, but he still weirds me out.
You and Strange are like two sides of the same coin. You know that?
Yeah, I'm the scientifically engineered metal alloy coin, and he's the wish you make when you toss it in a well.
I should probably put some thought into a suitable artifact for you to study.
Oh sure, I'll be fine here. And if I see anything floaty and undead, I won't even yell.
Ich vergesse immer, dass du nie von Billigfabrikaten in Sonderzahl umgeben warst. Was? Okay. Ein Geschenk von dir bedeutet wirklich was. Danke, Boss. Diese technomagische Perspektive hat etwas für sich. Hätte nichts dagegen, mal drüber zu reden. Welcher Ort im Gebäude ist der hexigste? Du weißt schon so, dass Nico ihn cool finden würde.
I hope you don't mind the setting. Promise I'm not trying to put any, divine pressure on you. It's just that you've really helped me expand my horizons with all this supernatural stuff. And along with my horizons, I'm expanding Stark Industries.
What does that mean, exactly?
I'm launching a new R&D department focused on magical items and potential new applications. It's going to be huge. Bigger than huge. Stratospheric.
Auch wenn es dir nicht gefällt, aber...
I really hope you are planning to include Strange in this new endeavor.
I'm sure he'll be throwing his 2 cents in, like he always does. But I don't think he'd ever agree to let me be his boss. You see, I need someone to lead this new division. I drew up a long list of names, read it over, then crumpled it up into a ball and threw it away. Right over there. There's only one person who's qualified to run that department for me.
Who?
You.
Me? Really?
You'll get your own office, staff, access to the most arcane, powerful artifacts I can track down, 401k, gym membership. The sky's the limit. Not even. There would be no limits. What do you say?
I am flattered, but that is a lot to contemplate. I need time to think about it.
Oh, sure. I wasn't expecting an answer right now. Or tomorrow. Take your time. Think it over. We'll talk again when things are a little less, end-of-the-worldy.
Das ist immer gut. Und der letzte Haven geht an Iliana, auch wenn sie das Vogelbeobachten zwar mag, aber ist nicht ihr Liebling.
Wanda was supposed to become you.
Oh?
Caretaker would not bring back the hunter, so Wanda had to be the new hunter. Replacing you was too much to ask of her.
That was unfair to Wanda.
You see it too. Caretaker pushed her away. Agatha pushed her too hard. Then the accident.
Now it seems I am Wanda's replacement.
Not to me, Hunter. You are incapable of replacing her.
Hey, sie ist ja wieder da. Also,
It is impressive how strongly you believe in Wanda.
aber die müssen halt davon ausgehen,
No matter what happens, I will always
dass
be
du es
her
eventuell
friend.
auch vorher machst.
She was that type of friend to me when I was acting like a whiny child.
And when did that stop?
You cannot replace her, but you are a distant second.
Na, dankeschön. So, du magst auf jeden Fall nicht die Fotografie für Fortgeschritten, auch wenn man es vielleicht vermuten könnte. Ich habe doch irgendwo die Poesie aus dem russischen 19. Jahrhundert oder wie das heißt. Hier, russische Poesie des 19. Jahrhunderts.
I'm not smiling. I am pleasantly surprised.
Ja, bei ihr braucht man eh keine Freundschaftspunkte mehr, aber sie hat halt einfach schon Level
Is
3
it odd
erreicht.
that now I have a craving for some chicken?
Und was ich mal
We
anmerken
are
möchte,
not besties yet. but
jedes
we are
Mal,
getting
wenn man
there.
einen Haven abschließt, kommt Charlie angerannt. Und ich weiß nicht warum.
Wait here.
Das ist einfach so. Kommt einfach immer angerannt. Und es steht auf Folgen. Verstehe ich nicht. Hunter, ich freue mich darauf, dir beim Training wieder eins zu verpassen. Die Abtei wird gerade etwas viel. Gönn dir mit mir etwas Ruhe und Frieden.
Where are we going?
We are just hanging out, you know, for fun.
I am surprised.
How so?
I thought your idea of leisure was antagonizing Doctor Strange.
Tormenting him is too easy of a sport. Sometimes it's good to take a walk with someone who sees you as more than just an interdimensional doorman. Maybe I don't think you totally suck, okay?
You do not?
But before you use the F word, there are some very important ground rules. No braiding each other's hair. Actually, no touching each other's hair. No sharing food, and if you're thinking about nicknames, don't. Clear?
Reasonable rules, and I accept. I'll make sure to never go near your hair, Illy.
What was that?
Or do you prefer Ilyanushka?
Ugh, you're impossible.
Yep.
Out of curiosity, what did I do to earn this new place in your social hierarchy?
Why do you have to be so annoying about it? You know how to be bad, but in a good way. I like that.
You too, Ilyana. So, it is settled. We are friends.
There you go with that F word again. Don't ruin it, Hunter.
I will use another word then. Flattered. Because that is what I am.
Schleim, Schleim, Schleim. So, plus ein Manöver. Magic Combo Modifikator gewährt mit Aktivieren dieser Fähigkeit plus ein Manöver. Nützlich. Hunter, ich verbringe nicht ungern Zeit mit dir. Normalerweise finde ich das verdächtig, aber diesmal nicht. Was noch verdächtiger ist. Genug mit all diesen Leuten. Ich könnte etwas Ruhe und Frieden gebrauchen. Und du? Jupp. Und ja, sorry für den Akzent. Ich wollte es mal
I
probieren.
see you, Hunter. I notice what you've been up to.
And what have I been up to exactly?
Bad things. Very bad things. The worst. You should see the look on your face. I meant that in a good way. You're embracing the darkness more and more every day, owning it, but not letting it own you. And more importantly, you're proving to be quite a good friend.
Ileana, you just used the F word.
I did. You are my friend, and I am yours. Maybe it is your friendship that has made me more comfortable using the term. I do not keep a lot of them, so don't screw it up by defecting to the light side, okay?
Me? Go to the light side? Never.
For years in this realm, I felt out of place. I was a sorceress who used the darkness within her for the cause of light and life. No one understood me, and most people were terrified. Then I met the Midnight Suns, and they showed me how to make a home in this world. It never felt right for a bad girl like me to fight with the good guys. Until you showed me how.
You have shown me a lot too, Ileana.
Perhaps, but I haven't told you everything. My time growing up in Limbo was difficult. The creature who brought me there.
Mephisto.
The very same. He sought to blacken my soul with corruption, forced me to hurt, to curse, to kill. I hate what he did, what he made me do. But without it, I am not the person you know, and I would never have met you. Am I a monster for being grateful it happened as it did?
Of course not. A terrible creature inflicted pain on a friend of mine. Worse, he made her think it was her own fault.
It was my fault.
He was always the monster, Ileana. Never you. That is what I see.
I do not agree. But I trust you. I shall consider what you said, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for listening to me, friend.
Ja, immer wieder gerne. So, wir haben ihre Passive verbessert. Entsprechend haben wir jetzt eine höhere Chance, eine Limbo-Portalkarte zu generieren, nachdem wir einen Gegner durch ein Portal geworfen haben. Sehr schön. Gut. Hunter, ich mag keine Veränderungen und du hast die Midnight Suns verändert. Aber selbst ich sehe das Gute daran. Lass uns zu meinem Lieblingsplatz gehen. Ist nicht der beste Tag dafür, aber wann ist es das?
I like to come here, away from all the noise.
It is heartwarming that I am not noise to you.
Obviously, you're better than that. Maybe even, my equal.
I cannot believe the Dark Child sees me as an equal.
Just be honored and never mention it again.
But this is a moment I will treasure for eternity, Ileana. Maybe I can even ask Robbie to make us matching t-shirts to commemorate it.
You're the worst. So bad you might even impress the likes of Mephisto.
That does not sound appealing.
Better to impress the Prince of Lies than to provoke his contempt. What he respects, he also fears. I will never apologize for being comfortable with my darkness, and neither should you.
The darkness is ours to wield. It is our strength. There is no shame in owning up to what we are and what we can do.
You are right, Hunter. More than right. I needed an ally and a friend like you for a long time. Someone that embraces their darkness and makes me feel comfortable with mine.
I am honored I can be that friend to you, Ileana.
It was an unexpected gift, but one I am happy to receive. When this battle is over, you should come back with me. Join the X-Men.
Is that your plan? Rejoining the X-Men?
Maybe. Piotr would love it if I came back.
What about Nico, Robbie, and Blade, the Midnight Suns? You would really leave them?
Once you are a son, you never really leave, no matter where you go. In any case, I hope we can continue fighting side by side in the future. If there is a future, that is.
Ileana, you and the Suns are the future. At least, you have given me hope for it.
Don't get too sentimental on me, Hunter. I was just beginning to like you.
Und damit haben wir maximales Freundschaftslevel mit Ileana erreicht. Schön, schön. Mit die könnten wir zum Beispiel Pilze sammeln. Das sind große Pilze.
Your mother may be one of the greatest challenges I have ever faced.
She is a formidable foe, but I have faith we will prevail.
I admire your conviction. What unnerves me the most is her ability to control others against their will.
You could ask Wanda what it is like.
Yes, she could provide some insight, but what do you think? What does it feel like to be under Lilith's control?
I imagine it is a fuzzy, out-of-body experience, much like a half-remembered nightmare.
I remember too many nightmares already. I don't need another horrific experience kicking around in my head. You know, I have a similar ability to hypnotically charm others.
So you can control people against their will?
It is a bit taxing for me, and anyone with a strong sense of will can break free of my control. But yes, though now I wonder what my victims experience.
I wonder if you could control my mother, make her do a silly dance.
I'm sure your mother would break free of my control immediately.
Could be worth a shot.
Yes, but if you really want me to mesmerize her into dance, you should see me move these hips to a Latin beat.
So, was gefällt dir denn bestimmt? Moment. Hey, noch nicht mal kurz 3 Minuten kann man aufnehmen hier. Ich habe halt echt keine Ahnung, das hätte ich mir vielleicht mal angucken sollen, was er so mag, weil ich brauche bei ihm dringend viele Punkte. Perfekt. Wir hätten bei der Konversation noch mehr rausholen können, aber das reicht. Mehr wollte ich nicht. Sehr schön.
Okay, it's official.
Du bist wirklich ein großartiger Held. Wahrscheinlich färbe ich auf dich ab. Ich will nicht stören, aber ich genieße unsere Gespräche. Hast du Zeit für noch eins?
Care for a drink, Hunter?
I thought you only drank blood.
Oh, there is a time and place for everything. I need blood to survive, but every now and then I like to experiment with something new.
What is on today's menu?
I'm not sure. It came out of one of Dr. Strange's bottles. All I know is it's blue and it tastes like moonlight. And lemons.
Are you in the habit of sipping mysterious cocktails?
Well, you could say that. An untested cocktail of my own design once gave me fantastic powers. And what is life worth if you cannot risk it?
Also ich weiß nicht, was mit Hunter los ist in der Sequenz. Irgendwie geht's ihm, glaube ich, nicht gut.
I suppose the thrill of danger gives life greater meaning.
Then we are of one mind. I would rather die soaring through the air than burrowed safely in a cave. You may be interested to know that I was in the habit of taking risks long before I was afflicted with vampirism. I would never have won a Nobel Prize if I hadn't taken a few chances.
They award Nobel Prizes for chance-taking?
Yes. Well, no. Well, sort of. Who could say the story of human progress is built on the backs of those who dared to venture into the unknown?
Also irgendwie ist so die Cutscene echt nicht gut gefinisht. Hunter wechselt die ganze Zeit von ich stehe neben der Bar zu ich lehne mich auf die Bar. Morbius spricht halt einfach mit geschlossenen Augen und seine Lippen bewegen sich noch nicht mal als annähernd, als würde er sprechen. Aber
What does someone do with a Nobel Prize?
It's really just a giant coin. Most people frame it or place it on a mantle. But if you're savvy, you can use the notoriety to gain research funding, and then perform experimental tests on your own body.
How often does that happen?
More often than you think.
Can I ask you a personal question, Doctor? Do you ever regret the risks you took to experiment on yourself?
A risk is not a risk if it does not hold the potential for regret.
It sounds like you have lived a hard life, but all of your choices led you here. And for that, I am grateful.
I'll toast to that.
Then pour me a glass of blue moonlight.
You know, now that I've had more time with it, this might just be a spoiled smoothie.
well. Wie gesagt, die Sequenz war, nennen wir es, unausgereift. Eine Lebenseinstellung. Alles klingt einfach weniger furchtbar, wenn wir zusammen sind. Ich habe dir einige Dinge mitzuteilen. Wann hast du Zeit?
Doctor, I do not see a medical journal in your hand. Are you relaxing?
Ah, yes. It was finally time for a break. As they say in my home country, Pame Volta. I'm taking a stroll.
Where are you from originally?
Nafplio. It is a beautiful coastal city in the Peloponnese in Greece. You should visit sometime.
The only thing I know about Greece is from listening to my mother's tales about gods and multi-headed monsters.
Ah, but you see, the real Greece is even more magical than any of Homer's epics. You Odyssey it for yourself.
Oh, I see
Ouch.
Peter has rubbed off on you, Doctor. Your pun game is improving.
I may be relaxing, but I have to keep my mind active.
If Greece really is that magical, what drove you to leave?
My childhood was good, but it was not easy. My disease often prevented me from going outside, and my social interaction was limited. After university, I continued my research to find a cure for my affliction. For that, I had to follow the money out of the country.
Did you ever catch the money?
Some of it. But gaining proper funding was always a battle. I wish I had access to Tony's financial planners back then.
Tony does not need to chase money. Money seems to run to him.
Thinking on the past conjures painful memories, Hunter. It's funny. The more I try to run from my past, the more I realize that my fortunes haven't changed.
What do you mean?
I cured a blood disease, only to trade it for a blood obsession. I'm still hideously disfigured, and I remain a shut-in who endlessly pores over books.
Your past does not dictate your future. You can break this cycle.
I appreciate that, Hunter. We have a word for people like you back in Greece, Hunter. It's Philos.
What does that mean?
Friend.
Das wusste ich sogar. Trotz meines sehr begrenzten Griechischkenntnisse. AKA, ich glaube, ich kenne 3 Worte oder so. So. Ja. Blutdurst wendet jetzt 2 Blutungen an, was echt angenehm ist. Sehr, sehr angenehm. Macht ein paar Interaktionen mit seinen Karten noch wesentlich leichter. Mir gefällt, was du tust, Hunter. Sag Bescheid, wenn du eine Kumpelrolle einnehmen willst. Können wir vielleicht zusammen abhängen? Ich bedauere, das geschrieben zu haben. Ich wollte nur locker aussehen, aber das bin ich einfach nicht. Hast du trotzdem ein bisschen Zeit?
When I was a child, we had a saying. Grab an egg and shave it.
Warum?
Are eggs hairier in Greece?
No, but that is the point. The expression signifies you are faced with an impossible, no-win scenario. Over the years, I have been forced to shave a lot of eggs.
Good thing you have practice. You and I still have a few eggs to shave.
True. Your mother is a very large egg, but I still have hope that we will crack her shell.
I think the analogy is getting away from you.
Ein bisschen.
My point is that I'm constantly fighting impossible odds. And no matter how often I defy the universe, it always twists a knife deeper into my gut.
Mountains feel endless until you reach their peak. Do not quit the fight now. Look back and see how far you have come.
That
Mehr
is a
Pathos.
wonderful perspective. I feel more invigorated already. I'm continually impressed by your counsel, Hunter. When I'm down, you find a way to make me feel better.
That is what teammates are for. We make up for what the other lacks.
Yes, you are like the yin to my yang.
Actually, I was hoping I could be the yang.
Hunter, you can be whatever you want. At the risk of sounding overly sentimental, let me say one last thing. When I first arrived in the Abbey, you had reservations, justifiable reservations, about letting a vampire into your home. I would not have blamed you if you had kept me on a short leash. But you welcomed me into your home and made me feel like a valued member of the team.
I would not have done any of that if you had not proven yourself more than capable both on and off the battlefield.
Even so, now you are one of my most trusted allies. Together, maybe the impossible test before us will be a little less daunting.
Und ich muss generell sagen, Morbius hat mit einer der besten Modifikationen zur Abteil gebracht mit diesem Labor. Das ist einfach so awesome. Aber gut, das war der letzte. Gut, Nico mag es zu picknicken. Nehmen wir das doch. Da haben wir noch ein paar von.
I wish I knew how to cook.
You could learn.
Meh, that requires effort.
I finally understand why Tony complains so much about the youths.
You're one to talk tricentennial. You ruined it for the rest of us with your Wainwrights and your Dropsy and your lamplighting guilds.
Get an apprenticeship, you vagabond.
All right, maybe I'll talk to Robbie. He's good in the kitchen.
What does he cook?
The kind of food you can't find on this coast.
A taste of home.
Kinda. You don't know what you're missing until it's a distant memory, you know?
More than most.
Mhm.
Ja, ich meine, ne, unsere Heimat liegt ein bisschen zurück. So, bei dir haben wir aber, glaube ich, das wunderschöne... So gut, das Runaways ist auf jeden Fall awesome. Aber ich dachte auch, dass wir noch das Bilderbuch haben. Also das Malbuch, besser gesagt. Schön, schön. Ich hatte Geschichten über dich gehört, Hunter, aber hätte nie gedacht, dass wir uns anfreunden. Ich habe heute beim Aufräumen meines Zimmers etwas gefunden. Okay, technisch betrachtet habe ich das Chaos nur umgelagert, aber darum geht's jetzt nicht. Was ich gefunden habe, das will ich dir ja sagen. Lass mich wissen, wenn du Zeit hast.
Oh, I found one of my favorite records and I thought you might like it. Or at least be polite enough to fake it. Anyway, we'll get some more quality one-on-one time. It's a little retro, but so are you. So, what do you think?
Lively. Frustrating. Angry, but liberating. Reminds me of how I feel towards caretakers sometimes. I like it.
Oh, I knew you'd get it. It's grunge. It's what happens when you mix the nonconformity of 80s Seattle and tons of punk and rock influence. You get awesome bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, making something super authentic with this messy, dirty sound. It put Seattle on the music map. I used to listen to it repeatedly during my I can't believe my mom stabbed me phase. As you can tell, she was a great mom, didn't leave me scarred at all. Ugh, like, why have a kid if you're gonna get rid of them when they interfere with your dark arts and crafts?
A witch like you does not deserve to be treated that way. I hope you showed her what you are capable of.
You can say that. She's dead and I'm here, which also means I'll never get closure. I guess I didn't realize how much I trusted her until that trust was broken.
What is done, but I see you are still carrying it with you. Do not be afraid to go wherever you need to in order to find peace.
Roger that, Hunter. Okay, no more of this downer talk. Time to listen and let the sounds of angst carry you away.
Ja, genau. Du bist sehr aufmerksam, Hunter. Nochmal danke für das Geschenk. Ich habe private Schwierigkeiten. Es würde mir wirklich helfen, mit jemandem zu sprechen, dem ich vertraue. Zurzeit bist immer öfter du die Person meines Vertrauens bei sowas. Ich bin bereit, wenn du es bist.
I need some friendly advice, and you're pretty okay at both the friend and the advice part. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, I think that you think that I'm one of those good people, right? Not Marvel America levels, but not too far off. But where do you stand on the nature versus nurture question?
It is our environment that molds us. It is clear that I would have been different if I was raised by my mother.
Okay, based on that logic, I was raised by my mother for most of my life, and she was pretty evil, so... How can you be sure that I'm not, you know, evil?
I know well enough by now, Nico. You chart your own path. You are not your mother.
I bet parts of her probably rubbed off on me, or, you know, are literally running through my veins. I don't know, Hunter. I feel like I'm holding myself back, worrying about this stuff. You've been around me enough, and I kinda trust you. What do you think?
I think that if you want to reach your true potential, you need to come to terms with your past.
Okay. How?
Ja, akzeptieren ist, glaube ich, das Sinnvollste.
Do not be ashamed of it. Your history is part of your makeup. Embrace it.
Just like that?
Yes, just like that. Accept it. And do not let anybody hold it against you. Not even yourself.
That's maybe a good idea. A strong maybe. Okay. I think I might have a plan now.
Feel better.
Not yet, but I will.
Das hoffen wir doch. Sehr schön. So passiv ist auch verbessert. Eine erhöhte Chance, eine Karte zu ziehen, wenn sie eine Karte spielt. Und Karten ziehen ist in diesem Spiel immer noch ziemlich wichtig, weil wir gehen zwischendurch die Karten aus, was nicht cool ist in einem Kartenspiel. Die Midnight Suns sehen inzwischen den Sinn ihres Handelns. Das ist dein Verdienst. Okay, hör zu. Ich muss etwas loswerden, aber ich will nicht, dass es schräg rüberkommt. Reden wir unter zwei Augen. Es muss dir nicht unangenehm sein, okay?
Hunter, consider yourself the only invitee to my favorite meet time spot.
The only one? How did I win that honor?
I'll spare you the sappy stuff, but you've climbed to the top of my friendship ladder. Almost at the top.
I am actually very interested in this sappy stuff. Please, do tell.
No.
Why not celebrate our friendship with an honest emotional dialogue?
That's definitely not happening.
I will start. Nico, ever since our first conversation, I have known that you are an
I'm leaving.
Okay. I'm surprised your favorite spot is the chapel.
Believe it or not, my family used to go to church religiously when I was a kid, so pretentious old buildings give me this comforting vibe. It wasn't always like this.
What changed?
Do I look like a psych major? But if I had to guess, I would say I needed to peel the rotten layers my dear mom left behind to get to my healthier innards. You know, onion style. And I took your advice. I accepted what happened with my parents.
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass Nico uns angeguckt hat und nicht Hunter.
Good. Now you can put it behind you and move on without it pulling you back.
I'm so ready to do that. Now, there is no holding me back, and like you've been there for me, I'll be there for you. When we face your mom one final time, I want you to know, I got your back. Whatever you need, I'm your witch.
Das ist gut, weil das wird nicht mehr lange auf sich warten lassen. Wirklich nicht mehr lange auf sich warten lassen. Effektiv wird es die nächste Mission sein sogar. So, da wir alle Havens haben, würde ich sagen, fangen wir mal an. So, die Zufluchten funktionieren so, ihr seht, wir haben immer ein Symbol neben dem Namen. Das bedeutet halt entweder wir malen an dem Ort, wir fischen an dem Ort, also angeln, wir beobachten Vögel, wir sammeln Pilze, machen ein Picknick oder wir meditieren. Ich glaube, mehr Varianten gibt es nicht. Ich denke, dass für Wanda definitiv eine Meditation eigentlich ganz... Ja, wobei, ich weiß nicht, ob Wanda so die meditative Person ist. Also Steven, also Dr. Strange auf jeden Fall. Wanda kann ich mir vorstellen. Ich weiß halt auch nicht, bei wem die meisten, also welche der Leute vor allem aufs Malen aus sind. Aber ich würde einfach mal mit ihr meditieren gehen. Und zwar auf den unheimlichen Waldwiesen. AK direkt neben dem Friedhof.
The Abbey is a very different place than the one I left.
How so?
With all these people, it's not crowded exactly. It certainly feels more alive.
The Abbey was always too empty. This is how it was meant to be.
Yes, it's better, I think. For the first time, I feel at home.
Das ist effektiv schon der ganze Haven. So, wir haben doch... ja gut, das ist vor allem für Robbie, das könnte aber auch für Wanda gut sein. Kurz mal gucken. Wenn ich... Ach nee, die Slopes of Wondergore spielen... Ah doch, hier, da ist sie. On the Slopes of Wondergore, ein transianisches Fliegenlied für Kinder. Eine kleine Gravur unter dem Deckel sagt von Papa, sei schön brav, ich komme wieder. Da sie ja auch aus Transia stammt, ist das
One of my favorite activities.
immer sehr gut. Okay, das war, glaube ich, perfekt. 21 Punkte, die können wir gut gebrauchen, weil Wanda nun mal die wenigsten Punkte hat, aber ey.
There is my ferocious
Gut.
Charlie girl.
Hallo Hunter, die Zeit mit dir hat mir gut getan. Ich wäre gewiss nochmal dafür zu haben. Falls du Zeit hast, würdest du auf mein Zimmer kommen? Ich wäre dir sehr dankbar.
Thanks for coming out to meet me.
You wanted to talk?
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you a question, if that's all right.
Ask away.
Why are you being so nice to me? I mean, I was your mortal enemy at some point, and I was the one who, you know, with Agatha. Wasn't expecting you, of all people, to warm up to me.
We all make mistakes, Wanda. And we all deserve a chance to make up for them.
Well, I've made some pretty big ones. Some would say unforgivable, even. Not sure if you noticed, but everyone seems to be afraid of me around here. Everyone except for you, that is.
That is not true. Nico and Magik are not afraid of you. And neither are Robbie or Blade, for that matter.
Yeah, they are. They just don't want to hurt my feelings by showing it. Anyway, I just wanted to say, thanks for not hating me. Or something along those lines. I'm glad you're here.
You too, Wanda.
Oh, und damit haben wir das nächste Freundschaftslevel erreicht. Heldenkombo, zusätzliche Fähigkeit, Teambilden freigeschaltet. Fügt einem Einzelziel massiven Schaden zu und erschöpft. Ja, jetzt starten wir Missionen mit 3 von diesen Karten. Wundervoll. Ich hätte nie erwartet, dir zu begegnen, Hunter. Noch weniger, dir so nahe zu stehen. Falls du eine Pause brauchst, ich hatte überlegt, im Gemeinschaftsraum einen Film zu schauen. Jo, machen wir.
Is this another movie night? And if so, where is Nico?
It's not an official movie night. It's more of my way of saying thank you for being a friend. I didn't have many growing up. Wasn't exactly the popular kid, if you know what I mean.
Kann ich mir gar nicht vorstellen.
Well, you are popular now.
Not really.
Oh, come on. Nico and Magik would die for you. I mean, they almost did.
They are the first real friends I ever made.
What do you millennials say? Best friends forever?
Don't know if you've noticed, but we're pretty goth. We don't do cutesy stuff like BFF bracelets. We have a blood pact.
That
Natürlich.
is very clear.
In Transia, it was just me and my brother Pietro for a long while. We wandered from village to village, begging, doing odd jobs, scrounging by any way we could.
Where were your parents?
Out of the picture. Pietro and I had to grow up fast. Too fast.
Oh?
When I was a child, Transia was very poor. Our parents could find no work. One day, my father stole bread to feed us. A mob chased him into our neighborhood. I was terrified for him. I told them to stop, and half of them turned to stone. I didn't mean to. I didn't understand my powers or how to use them, but I got scared, and people died. But the worst of it, Father pointed at me and cried out, "Witch." And then he was part of the mob, and they were after me. Pietro grabbed me and ran, faster than any person can run. We realized we could never go back. We were different, and had to look out for ourselves.
Ich weiß nicht, was ihr mehr gefällt, und ich hatte echt nicht mehr im Kopf, dass wir in den Freundschaftsgesprächen Freundschaftspunkte sammeln können. Ich glaube, Mitleid ist jetzt nicht so das, was sie haben will.
You were lucky you survived.
It doesn't really feel like that. I felt like my life was cursed with misfortune, heartache, and pain ever since. It wasn't until recently that I began to feel that curse lift.
What changed?
You. I met you, and you saved me. So, thank you for being a friend. Didn't know how much I needed one like you.
Bitte hier Song einfügen. So, wir haben damit Wanders Passive freigeschaltet. Falsche Zeit, falscher Ort. In jedem Zug hat sie eine 25%ige Chance, einen beliebigen Gegner in ihrer Nähe mit einem Debuff zu belegen. Was ziemlich mächtig sein kann. Das Training, Hunter. Ich bin froh, dass wir jetzt auf derselben Seite kämpfen. Ich würde gerne die Kapelle besuchen, aber nur mit einem Freund an meiner Seite.
What are you doing out here, Wanda?
Was feeling nostalgic and wanted to visit some old haunts. This is where it all started, you know. Where Agatha decided to take me under her wing and teach me all the magic tricks I wasn't supposed to know.
I had a similar experience.
You did?
Yes. This is where Agatha showed me how to use the word of power.
When did she do that?
It must have been centuries ago now. I cannot remember exactly.
She always believed in you, you know. Talked about you all the time. There was a lot of pressure to live up to your legend.
Wanda, what was Agatha teaching you exactly?
I'm not so sure you want to know, or I want to tell you.
There is no reason to be scared of telling me, Wanda. I am on your side.
Okay, here it goes. Agatha thought I could prevent the Midnight Sun. Prevent the prophecy.
She said that?
I think she was training me to be you.
Wait. Do you mean to say she was training you to be the hunter? To be me?
Basically, yes.
You know, I think you would make a fine hunter.
Oh, come on. No one here can do what you do.
Except for you, maybe.
Well, luckily for us all, we don't have to find out. My girl Nico resurrected you, so it's not all left to me to screw up. And believe me, Hunter, I would have screwed it up. I haven't even been able to trust myself enough to go back to the library and continue my studies. I don't want anyone else to end up like Agatha.
If Agatha was here, I'm sure she would want you to continue your study of the magical arts and grow your power.
Well, she's not here because of my power. So I think I'll pass.
Let me help you work through your fears and become more comfortable standing in your power.
You would do that for me?
When I am done with you, Wanda, your knowledge of the arcane will surpass even Dr. Spooky himself.
All right, deal. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
Ach, solange du uns nicht auch in die Luft jagst. Alles gut. Hallo Hunter, ich hätte nie gedacht, dass ich je zurückkomme. Doch dank dir fühle ich mich willkommen. Ich muss mich in meinem Zimmer um ein paar Dinge kümmern. Leistest du mir Gesellschaft?
Ah, I see you have been reunited with your grimoire.
Actually, it's my diary. I'm not ready to be reading spellbooks again. At least not yet.
Making a new entry?
I am.
About what?
About you, actually.
I do hope it is an entry about my last victory, crushing Hydra and Lilin Bones.
It's actually more about what a great friend you've been to me since I came back. You're the first person since Agatha who believed in me. I mean, really believed in me. So, I'm setting it in ink because I never want to forget how you took a chance on me.
Do not forget about Nico and Magik. It was their love for you that brought you back to the Abbey.
As I remember, you had a pretty big part in that too. Your friendship means more than you know. Although I'm still not sure I deserve it sometimes.
What makes you say that?
Because I'm dangerous.
But you know that is exactly what makes you a formidable sorceress on the battlefield.
Sure, but it also makes me potentially deadly to my friends. I mean, what if I'm conjuring some spell or hexed some hellhound and accidentally hurt you? I couldn't live with myself.
I harbor the same fears.
You do?
Of course. I often worry about mistakenly injuring my allies and friends all the time.
How do you deal? Because I haven't figured it out.
I remember that sometimes accidents happen on the battlefield, and friendly fire is inevitable.
Well, let's hope you don't get caught in my friendly fire. I don't want to be the cause of any more pain for anyone, ever again.
Except for Hydra. It is okay to cause them pain.
Right, they're the exception.
And Shadowhounds, Nest Mothers, lower level Lilin, and Lilith. Do not forget to hurt them too.
Okay, I get your point.
I hope so. Because we need you, Wanda. We need you to bring the pain. Just be sure to aim it in the right direction, and we all will be fine.
Thanks, Hunter. You make me feel needed, and sometimes that's your own special brand of magic.
Wir können halt einfach gut lauern. Ja, 25% Chance, jeden Gegner in der Nähe von Wanda mit einem Debuff zu belegen. Könnte wesentlich schlimmer kommen, ne? Du hast so viel für die Midnight Suns getan. Kaum überraschend, denn du bist überaus kompetent. Kaum zu glauben, dass ich das sage, aber würdest du mich bitte in der Bibliothek treffen?
Wanda? Am I seeing things, or is that you in the library with your nose buried in a grimoire?
No, it's me, all right. Wanda, in the library, with a book of spells in her hand.
Does Agatha know? Because if she did, there is no doubt she would be proud.
Does she know? Who do you think left the book out?
So, I take it you no longer fear powers or your ability to control them.
The curse of self-doubt has definitely been lifted. I feel like I can trust myself again, and you played a major role in getting me there.
You were the one who did the hard work of overcoming your fears and facing yourself.
Maybe, but I couldn't have done it if you hadn't, I don't know, saved my life, mentored me, showed me I had it in me to master my abilities.
I am just glad I could be here to support you.
And I'm here to support you too, you know. Till the end.
We still have a lot of work to do.
A world to save. And for the first time in a long time, I truly and honestly feel like I can help save it, without accidentally destroying it in the process. It's empowering.
I am glad you are better, Wanda.
And it's all thanks to you.
Ich meine, sie hat den Hulk auf den Kopf gestellt. Muss man halt auch erstmal schaffen, ne? Mich überrascht, dass der aufgedrehte Peter Parker echt Bock hat, Pilze zu suchen.
Peter, were you raised in New York City?
Yeah, in Queens. Also home to more villains than I care to count.
Why are there so many villains in Queens?
I have no idea. I never really thought about it.
You are right. It is probably nothing.
Maybe it's something in the water. Something I've wondered since the Roxxon plant opened.
Perhaps villains find Queens as appealing a place to live as you?
I can respect that explanation. If anyone asks, my villains have taste.
Ja gut. Ja, wir haben dieses Buch so oft. Das ist gut. Das brauche ich. Noch ein paar Mal. Hey Hunter, wusstest du, dass der Hof bewusst keine Wände hat, von denen ich mich schwingen kann? Nur deswegen hast du mich erwischt. Ich habe was Hammermäßiges in der Bibliothek gefunden. Komm da hin, wenn du Zeit hast.
Wow, the books in this place are something else. Did you know that there is an entire section about spiders and the occult?
Peter, I am sorry you have to find out this way, but I guess it is time we talked.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
Terribly.
But you're Hunter. The Hunter. You're not afraid of anything.
I am a complicated being.
Huh. Is the legs? The crawling? The knowledge that the entire spider population can eat all of humanity in a year given the chance? Or is it because there is one just 6 inches away from you right now?
What? Where?
Just kidding. It's me. Actually, all this reading got me thinking, and there is something I wanted to run by you. With my spider roots, and the spiders being so occult adjacent, apparently, who knew, I can maybe be a good fit for the Midnight Suns. I'm not asking you to pull any strings for me or anything like that. I just want your honest opinion as a friend. Do you think I'd make a good candidate?
Also ich wage zu behaupten, Peter wäre bei jedem Team eine Bereicherung.
For now, you should focus on being the best you can be in every situation. And when this is all over, we can talk about your future.
Of course, of course. Either way, I would like a chance to prove myself first. Don't want anyone to say that you're giving me any special treatment.
Well, I am sure you can figure out how to make that happen.
One last question.
Yes?
If I read these books here, I'm not summoning any demons or evil spirits, right?
Have you been reading them aloud?
No?
Do not open your door to any knock that sounds unnatural or inhuman, and you should be fine.
No inhuman knocks. Got it.
Was auch immer. Sehr schön. Strahlendes Licht, Hunters inneres Feuer ist für ein Signalfeuer. Hey, wir können Charlie beschwören verbessern. Hunter, mir war in dem Moment nicht klar, wie sehr mir das Geschenk gefällt. Du hast es drauf. Ich schwinge mich für gewöhnlich durchs Abteigelände, aber für dich mache ich gerne einen Umweg.
You know, I've been thinking, Hunter, and have come to the conclusion that we need a theme song.
We do?
Yes. We're practically a two-person team here, and I think this is the natural next step in our friendship. So, you got a favorite genre of music we could put the tune to?
Ist Heavy Metal die dunkle Version?
We need something that will let our enemies know who they are dealing with.
Like?
That metal music Nico and Magik like to listen to. It is dark and menacing and should strike terror into the hearts of our enemies.
I don't know, Hunter. I'm pretty sure I've heard some Lilin lieutenants blast heavy metal on one of those death marches. I don't think that's gonna frighten them. I was thinking more like, Hunter and Spider-Man! Hunter and Spider-Man! One is a hunter, the other Spider-Man. They are Hunter and Spider-Man! So, what do you think?
It is quite catchy, Peter. I certainly will not be able to get it out of my head for a great while.
Good, because that's the whole point. We want to be like that song Lilin and Hydra Forces can't get out of their heads no matter how hard they try.
Then you are succeeding.
Cool. I'll work on it some more then. In the meantime, I was wondering, what do you think about that other thing I asked you about?
What other thing?
Me joining the Midnight Suns. You said be the best I can be, and I'm all for that, but I'm too used to working alone. I want to fit in more with the Suns. Any pointers?
Why not ask Robbie for guidance? He is part of the Suns and probably went through his own journey trying to find his place.
You're right. I guess I can casually bring it up next time we queue for an online match. I don't want him to think that I'm using him or anything. Not that I'm using you or anything.
Peter, I am sure he would love to have you as an ally in the Suns. As would I.
Aw, really?
Really.
Okay. Thanks for the solid advice as always, Hunter. Till next time.
Jupp. So, seine Heldenfähigkeit bzw. seine Passive wurde insofern verbessert, dass die Wahrscheinlichkeit nicht erhöht wurde. Aber der erste Umgebungsangriff pro Match ist mit Peter jetzt kostenlos. Und das ist ziemlich gut. Du weißt, dass alle Midnight Suns dich sehr schätzen, oder? Sie sagen hinter deinem Rücken nur Gutes. Verrat keinem, dass ich dir das erzählt habe. Hatte eigentlich vor, mal die Decke der Kapelle zu entstauben. Aber ich habe keine Lust, mich zu motivieren. Der erste Schritt ist, zur Stelle zu sein. Und ich muss mit dir reden, also...
Just two BSFs spending time together.
What is a BSF?
Best Spider-Man friend. Which is yours truly. I mean, I don't want to presume or anything, but I think our trust and acceptance levels are, like, off the charts. Cranked up to 11, right?
No, our friendship is not cranked up to 11.
Oh, it's not?
It is cranked up to 12.
Hells yeah, it is! So, now that we're like BFFs and all, I'm ready to hear it. What's the verdict? Give it to me straight. I can handle it. No hard feelings.
I am sorry, Peter, but...
Oh, don't be. I understand. You don't have to explain anything. It was just an honor to be nominated.
No, I meant I am sorry. I do not know what you are talking about.
Oh, right. I need to remember to say all the words.
Ja,
I
gut.
followed your advice. I asked Robbie for help. I think he kind of liked it that someone is asking for his opinion, so double win. He had some good advice. Sparky had some questionable advice, but, you know, I made some changes, and I feel more like a son now. So what do you think? Is there a place for me in the Suns after this whole apocalypse scenario is over?
I do not know what to say, Peter, except... Welcome to the Suns.
Are you serious? Are you being serious right now? Wait until I tell Robbie. This is absolutely the best day ever!
Do not get too excited, Peter. You are a son now, a hero of darkness. You must act accordingly.
Right. Makes sense. I'll try to handle this more like Blade or Magik. Ultra chill and disaffected. Okay, let's start this over. Tell me I'm part of the Suns again.
Peter, you are a Midnight Sun.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Oh Mann.
Holy crap, I'm a midnight sun! Hey, Robbie, I have news for you! I'm a sun!
I will leave you to spread the good news then.
Thank
Du,
you.
ich glaube, die
Thank
ist
you
schon
so
verbreitet.
much, Hunter. I'm so freaking happy I can hug you right now.
I do not do hugs, but perhaps Robbie does.
Only one way to find out.
Ja, die körperlichen Sachen sind halt einfach nicht animiert, deshalb haben sie sich das gespart.
You fostered many relationships in the Abbey.
Yes, I have made many companions.
It's nice, isn't it? Building up that camaraderie with your team.
Building these friendships is one of the best parts of hero work.
Mine too. Getting to know everyone is a joy.
I can say the same for you as well.
Always the flatterer.
Mhm.
I ask because I wonder if you've ever had to sacrifice a relationship because of otherworldly circumstances.
What kind of circumstances?
Oh, you know, the end of the world, protecting them from a villain, hero stuff.
Are you speaking from experience?
I am, although I don't think it's all that unusual.
I have not had to give up any of my friendships yet.
Not just friendships, but familial too. Maybe even romantic.
Romantic?
Oh, Hunter, never change. Even if relationships end, it's always good to cherish the time we spent with people.
Even if it ended badly?
Yes.
So, gucken wir mal, was wir für dich haben. Nee, das ist nicht. Ich habe, glaube ich, leider keine Madripolenbilder mehr, ne? Hm. Aber die fortgeschrittene Fotografie könnten wir ihr geben. Da. Ist zumindest gemocht. Nicht optimal, aber es wird ausreichen. Die Midnight Suns sind besser dran mit dir in ihrer Mitte, Hunter. Wir sollten reden, falls du einen Moment Zeit hast. Den haben wir.
Hunter, a word?
I'm listening.
I wanted to apologize. I'm afraid I came off a bit cold when we last spoke.
As I said before, it is all right. I do not expect you to warm up to me right away.
If we want to kick the temperature up in here, all I need to do is think of good thoughts.
You are speaking literally?
Yes, but that conversation is for another time.
I see you are still hesitant in sharing parts of yourself.
I'm not trying to keep secrets, but I don't want to alarm anyone.
Why would it be alarming?
Hypothetically speaking, how would you feel if others learned that you could cause a hurricane if you became too upset?
I do not think I would feel good about myself.
Some people start viewing you differently. As a leader, that's the last thing I want.
Do you think they are scared?
No. I have a tight lid around my emotions. Let's leave it at that. I'd go into detail, but...
You do not trust me yet.
Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure we'll get there.
Ja, sehr verschlossen, die Frau. So, passiv. Angriff und Heldentaten von Storm haben eine 10% Chance, Stun zu bewirken. Das ist krass. Okay, Hunter. Ich fange an, dich zu mögen. Hoffe, das wird nicht schlimmer. Ich bin bereit, deine Fragen zu beantworten.
You and I are pretty similar.
Correct. We are both humans with extraordinary abilities.
I meant outside of our status as heroes. You and I are both leaders.
I do not consider myself a leader.
No need for modesty. You do a lot for the Midnight Suns. I don't need to tell you that being the head of a team means a lot of responsibility. Do you ever feel pressure to act or lead in a certain way?
Ich denke mal, also wir brauchen halt die Lichtpunkte nicht mehr. Und ich finde, wir sollten grundsätzlich auf die Situation eingehen, vor der wir stehen.
Like with all things, it depends on what's going on around me. I need to be flexible when I'm in charge.
An interesting take on leadership.
You were not the same?
Maybe. Despite what anyone says, I believe we're all just winging it and playing it off as confidence because we have to.
It sounds like you were speaking from experience just now.
I forget how perceptive you are. I've had to keep my emotions in check for a long time, even before joining the X-Men. It's been hard to unlearn.
When you say you need to keep them in check, what does that mean?
I need to make sure I'm aware of how I feel 100% of the time. I have tools to keep me grounded just in case. Do you have anything like that?
I find that talking to someone I trust always helps me find my center.
A good option. It's a shame there isn't a therapist on call around the Abbey. That would save us a world of trouble when it comes to our mental health.
I will put it on our wish list for Caretaker to consider.
Ask her to make Charlie a therapy dog, too. That way, we could sneak her extra treats. Staying in control is crucial for me. If I ever seem guarded around you, don't take it to heart.
When you lose control, that affects your powers?
Something like that. Let's just say that when I'm stable, so is the weather and everything around me. I'll save the details for later.
I am looking forward to it.
War das mit, ja, ich bin bereit, deine Fragen zu beantworten. Viel hat sie jetzt aber nicht uns verraten. Naja. Bist du in der Nähe, Hunter? Ich will etwas mit dir besprechen.
You've been incredibly patient with me, Hunter. I think it's time for me to tell you the truth.
It sounds very ominous when you put it that way.
As we've discussed before, I'm not used to opening up. But it's important that you know how I work. My emotions influence the weather. If I'm angry enough, I can cause the air around me to turn into gusts of wind. If I'm sad, the clouds will fill with water and cause rain. Do you notice a pattern?
You have only mentioned negative feelings influencing negative weather patterns.
So, you see my dilemma.
Is it only bad emotions?
Not usually. But since those are what I feel most deeply, it tends to be.
Wow, that is intense. How do you deal with it?
Practice.
That does not sound like a way to live.
It is if it keeps my loved ones and my team safe. I need to exercise precise control over my emotions, or else I risk their lives.
I am sorry.
Don't pity me, Hunter. I may not be as old as you, but I've learned to manage. Isn't that all we can do?
I agree. We are given one life, and we do with it what we will.
Not only that, but we choose how to hone our powers, and how we react to their quirks. We can't be passive.
Thank you for sharing this with me. I know it was difficult for you.
You deserve to know. Now I just need a lesson in letting go.
Letting go of your need for control?
Easier said than done, right? Control has always been a constant for me. I can control my feelings if I pause and take a breath. I can control how my team perceives me. I can control the weather. The weather does not control me. Any advice?
Trust that you know what you are capable of. Change is difficult, but you are equipped to handle it.
Wow. That was very insightful, Hunter. Thank you.
It comes with age.
That it does. It isn't every day that I'm vulnerable. I appreciate your willingness to stick by me.
We are a team. Of course I am going to be here.
Never change, Hunter.
Wir sind bemüht. So, 10% Chance zu stunnen und Betäubungschance wird um 5% für jede Stormkarte auf der Hand erhöht. Das ist krass. Das ist wirklich krass. Kannst du so entsprechend, ich meine, Deck besteht aus 2, 4, 8 Karten. Und wir können, glaube ich, eben maximal 8 Karten auf der Hand haben. Das heißt, wir können eine 50% Chance auf Stun haben. Aber die Frage ist, ob die Karte, die wir spielen, dann schon nicht mehr reinzieht. Dann wären es 45%, aber das ist trotzdem noch krass. Was machst du gerade, Hunter? Ich könnte eine Pause auftragen. Lass uns etwas Zeit zusammen verbringen.
Hunter, do you have a moment?
Of course. Is something troubling you?
Not exactly. I wanted to thank you.
For what? I have not done anything worth thanking.
That's what you think. Ever since I joined the Midnight Suns, you've treated me as an equal. Nothing more, nothing less.
You are someone who deserves respect, no matter what.
Not everyone thinks the same as you. To some, I am part of the X-Men. To others, I was once a queen.
Both are titles worth honoring.
Perhaps. You've never given me preferential treatment or othered me because of my titles. I've always appreciated it. I wonder if I'll ever be able to shake the stigma my past lives have carried forward. It's almost suffocating.
I do not follow.
Well, what do you think of when you hear the term leader?
Someone who sets expectations to be followed by the rest of the team.
And how should a leader act?
With the team's best interest in mind.
A good answer, if not a little idealistic.
You do not agree.
Guiding by example is one thing, but there's much more to leadership than that. I've always felt like I need to live up to a version of myself that my team would be proud of. Someone fearless, who never makes the wrong decisions, and keeps their emotions in check.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
It is. I wonder if I'll be able to let go and embrace every facet of the human condition without fear of losing control.
I think if you accept the fact that your emotions do not control you, it will ease your mind.
Become one with the fear.
Do not let the fear that something bad might happen hold you back from experimenting.
I see. That's a nice way of looking at it. I'm sure it will take many, many years for me to get over this fear. But I'm glad I've been able to share it with you.
As am I.
Thank you again, Hunter.
Ja, manchmal muss man auch einfach mal drüber reden. Na, wollten wir nicht schon immer mal mit Venom picknicken? Beziehungsweise es ist ja eher mit Eddie. Aber
Is it hard to live in a building with heroes you once fought?
Yeah, never thought I'd be crashing a few doors down from Spider-Man.
He is grateful for your help. Do not let that bother you.
Oh, he's not bothering me, but I am bothering him. The other day, I scared him when he was coming out of the lagoon, and he nearly turned white from shock.
What about Peter's spider sense?
It doesn't work with the symbiote. He definitely didn't appreciate the shark's smile I was wearing.
You were teasing him.
All in good fun. For me, at least. Honestly, Hunter, I feel out of place. Most of the heroes here are classic white hats. My hat's, I don't know, zebra striped?
Eddie, you remind me that sometimes we must take extreme actions to save those in need.
Thanks, Hunter. I'm glad someone here understands how I work.
Das war auf jeden Fall ein gutes Gespräch. Problem ist, ich weiß jetzt nicht so richtig, was ihm alles gefällt. Ist zwar nicht perfekt, aber ich würde das jetzt einfach mal nehmen.
It doesn't like to show it, but even the symbiote had fun.
Ich finde, 20 Freundschaftspunkte sind auf jeden Fall schon ordentlich, auch wenn sie scheinbar nicht ganz reichen. Hey, Hunter. Ich weiß gar nicht mehr, wie wir vor deiner Zeit klargekommen sind. Hast du Lust zu plaudern? Komm vorbei, wenn du Zeit hast.
Thanks for spotting me, Hunter. I needed to burn off some steam after that last mission.
I'm surprised you have any steam to burn.
My symbiote boosts my metabolism. Helps us bounce back quickly.
So you never need a Stark drive? And why are those so popular when they taste so bad?
3 words, Hunter. Clever marketing.
That was 2 words.
Oh, well, the 3rd word was caffeine.
If you rely on the symbiote, why push your physical body to its limits?
I often push myself past the point of exhaustion because I have to be able to compete. Most of the heroes in this house were either born with fantastic abilities or were handed them after they were dipped in radioactive alien slime.
Eddie, you are literally covered in alien goo that allows you to shatter bricks with your fist.
Yeah, sure, that didn't come out right. The symbiote gives me fantastic abilities, but I can't rely on it for everything. I maintain peak conditioning in case my other gets compromised.
Did your parents instill you with this powerful work ethic?
Guess you could say that. My mother died in childbirth, and my father blamed me for it. Spent most of my childhood trying to measure up to that monster's unattainable standards.
That was your baptism of fire. It made you stronger.
I guess you're right. But I wouldn't wish my youth on anyone. Not even Parker. Well, maybe Parker. Now you know why I push myself so hard. I need to be strong enough to protect all the innocent people out there who aren't strong enough to protect themselves.
I cannot argue with that, Eddie.
Sehr löbliche Einstellung. So, Venoms Passive. Wir sind Venom. 25% Chance, dass Angriffskarten keine Gefräßigkeit verbrauchen. Sehr nützlich, wenn es triggert. Nichts zu tun. Komm zu uns, falls du nichts zu tun hast. Wir hängen nur rum und suchen nach einer Beschäftigung.
This chapel brings back some old memories.
How? Your first time at the Abbey was when Peter and I brought you here.
True. It's just this place reminds me of the church where we fought Dracula.
I know what you mean. I find places like this calming.
I wish I felt the same. For me, they conjure up sorrow, anger.
What happened exactly?
Remember how I told you I used to be a reporter?
Yes, like Peter.
I'm nothing like Parker. That boy exploited his heroism to make cash taking blurry photos. I was a journalist. I wanted to mix it up on the streets, uncover the types of corruption that exploits the little guy, speak truth to power and all that jazz.
That is very noble, Eddie. You seem destined to become a great hero.
I appreciate that. Maybe you're right. Unfortunately, at some point, I lost my way. Cut a few corners with an important story, didn't double-check my sources, and ended up embarrassing myself publicly. I lost my job.
That sounds hard, Eddie.
After my father disowned me, I ended up at a church that looked a bit like this chapel.
Looking for a new start?
Looking to end it all, actually. But that's when I was saved by a higher power.
Is that when you changed your clothes?
Yes. I didn't know it at the time, but Spider-Man had just rejected the suit. He'd used the church bells to drive it off. Both of us were feeling hurt and abandoned. We both needed each other. On that day, the symbiote and I united. And we vowed to become something better. A lethal protector who safeguarded innocence. On that day, we became Venom.
I heard you also tried to murder Spider-Man.
Trust me, he had it coming.
Nicht nett. Hungrig? Du weißt, dass wir immer Lust auf Essen haben. Willst du mitkommen? Ja, ich habe auch Hunger.
Some days I feel a pull. Like something far off is calling my symbiote home.
Bei dem Wetter würde ich ja nicht draußen auf dem Dach sitzen.
Space is enormous. How would you make a trip like that?
Good question. I don't know. Most of the time I'm lucky if I can afford a bus ticket to San Francisco.
Do you ever wonder about your symbiote's life before you bonded?
I don't have to wonder. I catch the occasional flash of memory from my other. Only bits and pieces, but they tell a whole story. In one, I see it bonding with a genetically modified Kree soldier who fought in an intergalactic war. In another, I feel its bloodlust as it stands over the icy graves of fallen foes.
Do you share any memories of when it bonded with Spider-Man?
Yes. I prefer not to think of those.
Why not?
You don't know him like I do.
Why do you hate him so much?
It's a long story.
Oh,
I can make it through Doctor Strange's astral explanations. Test me.
Honestly, I'd rather listen to Doctor Strange talk about the smell of the astral plane than dig into my history with Parker.
You were just stalling.
Remember how I said I lost my journalist job because of some embarrassing reporting? That was partly Spider-Man's fault.
Spider-Man got you fired?
No, he caught the bad guy like he always does. He just exposed the flaws in my reporting when he did it.
I understand. You wanted the bad guy to go free.
No, of course I didn't want that murderer on the streets. I just didn't want to be publicly embarrassed. Look, the symbiote feeds off my hormones. If they aren't perfectly bonded, a symbiote can suck their host dry.
Are you saying your shared hatred of Spider-Man helped you and your symbiote bond?
In a way.
You owe him your life.
In no way.
But you and Spider-Man get along now.
Sure. If by get along, you mean my other and I agreed not to eat his pancreas.
That sounds like true friendship.
Ja, das ist definitiv.
Sure, but it's nothing like the one you and I have. Your pancreas is safe from us.
Sehr schön. Generell eine bessere Chance, keine Gefräßigkeit zu verbrauchen, und die erste verbraucht garantiert keine. Okay. Aber ich weiß nicht, mag persönlich dieses Gefräßigkeitsding nicht sonderlich, was er am Laufen hat, aber es passt halt zu Venom, also lassen wir es dabei. Dein Freund, Venom, will sich unterhalten und ich hätte nichts gegen Gesellschaft. Bist du da?
I'm really starting to get used to this place. Sure, the dorms are cramped, but it's better than the rat-infested sewers I've spent more than a few nights in.
I could bring you a few rats if it would make you feel more at home.
Better not. We don't want them eating some mystical artifact and transforming into a rat kaiju.
Are you sure? That could be a powerful ally against the vampires.
I don't need the competition. If there's an artifact like that, I call dibs on eating it. Hunter, can I ask you something?
That is the only question you do not have to ask me.
Okay, well, how do you do it? How do you balance the pull between light and dark?
Sind wir mal ernst?
The light and dark you feel inside are not at odds with each other. Recognize that they do not command you. You command them.
I'm good at being strong, Hunter. I practice that every day. But the kind of strength you're talking about? Well, I haven't worked those muscles in a long time. I'm not like some of these other heroes. I'm no Captain America. Some days, I don't even think I'm a Spider-Man.
I had not noticed.
Those heroes often do what is right, even if that means letting their greatest foe live.
Do you regret the lives you have taken over the years?
I regret a lot of things, but never the lives I've saved. My point is, I feel a darkness inside that I can't escape. But I can focus that hate and point it toward those who deserve it. Those who would hurt innocent lives.
A moment ago, it sounded like you actually admire Spider-Man.
Spider-Man has caused me more pain and frustration than almost anyone. But he fights to save innocent lives. As much as I sometimes want to see him suffer, I know this world needs him.
You may battle your inner demons, but you also help people.
Thanks, Hunter. I'm glad I never ate you while I was possessed by your mother.
Surprisingly, I have heard that before.
So, thanks to my other, I don't often feel the need for companionship. But you're all right, Hunter.
The feeling is mutual. I'm glad to know you will not eat my brain anytime soon.
Of course not. I had half a lobe yesterday.
Außerdem, nur weil dein Gehirn nicht auf dem Speiseplan steht, du hast immer noch eine Niere. Oder Leber oder andere Eingeweide, die sehr schmecken können. Sehr, sehr schmecken können. Ich bin sehr überrascht, aber Wolverine steht darauf, Vögel zu beobachten. Hätte ich echt nicht mit gerechnet.
We ain't built for this.
I disagree. We can still defeat my mother.
No. You and me doing this? Living weapons ain't designed to relax. Can make a fella downright resentful.
I can relax. I'm relaxed right now.
Well, good for you. I guess I'm the defective one. But anyone who knows me could have guessed that.
Okay, das war nicht das, was er hören wollte, aber okay. Aber ich habe gelernt, dir gefällt das hier.
Now that's something I can use.
Immerhin 17 Punkte, das reicht. Hey, Junior, achte bei unserem nächsten Training auf deine Beinarbeit. Ist bald wieder soweit, oder? Nimm dir die Zeit, lass uns reden, unter 4 Augen.
Looking for company, Logan. Funny, you strike me as a loner.
Who, me? I like people. Problem is, people usually don't like me back.
Well, we need your skills, so consider yourself liked here. And my apologies about the circumstances.
When you get to be my age, you end up carrying so much baggage people would rather leave you in the dust. So, thanks for not leaving this old man behind.
Glaub mir, wir sind älter.
No need to thank me, Logan. With your expertise, I should be thanking you for helping us.
You might want to save your thank yous until you work with me a bit more. There's a reason I've been freelance the last few years.
Well, you are welcome to stay here as long as you want.
I gotta admit, Sarah's got a pretty swanky setup. Puts Xavier's pad to shame.
Some people think it is a little spooky.
A spooky place for spooky people. Seems like home.
So. Freundschaftslevel 7 wird interessant, weil dann kriegen wir mehr Heldenkombos. Das wird gut. Uff. Ich bin nicht der Typ für Geschenke, also erwarte nichts zurück. Aber ich mag, was du mir gegeben hast. Ich habe was zu besprechen, wir sollten unter vier Augen reden.
I just wanted to say I appreciate you leaning on me out there in the field, but I feel you deserve fair warning. Associating with me too much can be hazardous to your health.
Hazardous? What do you mean?
I mean Sabretooth. He's killed everyone I've ever been close to. Girlfriends, co-workers, casual pals. He even killed my mail carrier.
This Sabretooth seems to have an unhealthy obsession with you.
He's obsessed with misery, and inflicting it on me and anyone who comes close to me. Nothing scares me much these days, except getting close to people. Because when I get close to someone, bad things tend to happen to them. So, I guess what I'm saying is, thanks for being a pal. And watch your back.
Das tun wir immer. So, damit hat Logan seinen Heilfaktor freigeschaltet. Wenn wir eine Wolverine-Karte nachziehen, stellt Logan automatisch 42 Gesundheit wieder her. Sehr nützlich. Um deine Mama zu verprügeln. Aber während ich warte, wollte ich mal vorbeischauen. Hast du Zeit? Ich würde gern quatschen. Keine Sorge, nichts Schlimmes. Ich gewöhne mich einfach an dich.
Quite a view out here, Logan.
You know, I didn't always go by Logan. Or Wolverine, for that matter. Once upon a time, they used to call me Weapon X. Not exactly warm and cuddly, eh?
Tough. Deadly. It suits you.
Maybe so. But sometimes, I wonder how things would have turned out for me if I'd been given a different name. You know, something softer like Bob or Moonchild. You ever think how your whole destiny got laid out the minute they named you Hunter?
Hunter is what they call me, and that is what I am proud to be.
Good on you, then. You're sure doing a lot of hunting these days. I think you got lucky with somebody like Caretaker watching out for you.
I suppose her name is fitting, then.
I'd have killed to have someone like Caretaker in my life. One way or another, I've lost everybody I ever cared about.
That must have been hard on you.
For a while, yeah. But lately, I've been feeling like I'm getting my edge back. Like when I was younger.
Oh? What changed?
Could be a lot of things. Maybe I've been eating better. Maybe it's some kind of weirdo Abbey magic at work. Or maybe it's the fact that I somehow managed to make a new friend.
Schlemm, schlemm, schlemm.
If my presence is causing you to reclaim your edge, then I am honored. It is not what I intended, but it is a welcome side effect.
Hopefully it's the only side effect. Otherwise, I gotta contact my doctor. I ain't had a real teammate I could count on since I took a break from the X-Men.
How is it?
It's kind of nice.
Ja, immer so der einsame Wolf zu sein, ist natürlich auch, ja, nicht so optimal. Hey Junior, lass uns bald wieder abhängen. Du plapperst ein bisschen viel, aber das finde ich langsam süß. Ich brauche deinen Rat. Hast du Zeit für einen Plausch? Immer. Ah, Mist.
I don't make a habit of it, but I figured I could reach out to someone I trust.
What could I possibly help you with?
I see Robbie wasting hours with this thing, and I can't figure it out. It's more complex than most advanced Shi'ar technology.
This device is meant for children to enjoy. It cannot be that complicated.
Right. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But this thing's trickier than one of Charles Xavier's Danger Room traps. I'm just gonna push this button and see what happens. Well, so much for that. So, what do you like to do for fun?
With so much turmoil happening, I treasure moments of quiet conversation. Connections to others is what gives me life.
You mean chit-chat. All right, I'm game. Maybe while we're waiting for this thing to turn on. I heard the game on here has some crazy dancing mushrooms. It'd be fun to show you.
But the device does not seem to be cooperating. So, what are you going to do now?
There was a time when I would have popped a claw and spiked this thing into the garbage.
But not now.
You've got me thinking positive thoughts these days, Hunter. So, I'm gonna find Robbie or Peter. I'll pop a claw and make him show me how to turn it on.
Ist ein cleverer Ansatz als einfach das Ding kaputt machen. Aber ja, wir sehen die Lösung des Problems gerade. Nicht meiner Meinung nach immer noch einen der besten Gags, den dieses Spiel so ganz dezent einbringt. Ach ja, und wir stellen jetzt mehr Gesundheit her, wenn wir eine Karte nachziehen. Ist okay. Hey Junior, du hast interessante Argumente. Selbst die schlechten sind immerhin interessant. Unser letztes Zweiertreffen ist eine Weile her. Was meinst du?
I have never heard you do more than growl, Logan. You must be in a good mood.
I haven't felt this way in years. Decades. And I give full credit to you.
Me?
I don't know how this battle against Lilith is gonna shake out. Especially for the old-timers like me. But spending time with you has given me complete and utter faith that the future is in good hands.
Schleim, Schleim, Schleim.
Logan, I am older than you.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that you'll outlast me too. So, what I said is still the truth.
And what about you? What are you going to do now? Take a vacation?
Me? Believe it or not, I've been thinking about giving Charles Xavier a call. Maybe when this is all over, I can hook back up with the X-Men. Who knows? Maybe he'll even answer my call.
It has been an honor to fight alongside you, and I wish you luck in your future endeavors.
Ah, that's swell. But I'm not going anywhere quite yet. I like to hang around until everyone's fully sick of me. Now, if you don't mind, I've been curious about taking a dip in this water.
It looks inviting.
Feel free to join me. I may be a loner, but it doesn't mean I like being alone. Pal.
Was mich immer ein bisschen stört in diesen Sequenzen, was man jetzt auch finde ich gerade bei den Sequenzen hier am Pool immer sehr viel merkt, dass die Köpfe immer so hin und her snappen. Also der lässt dann seinen Kopf so nach links wandern und zack, ist er wieder auf uns gerichtet. Aber gut. das soll nicht unser Problem sein. Und das sind ja auch meiner Meinung nach kleinere Nitpicks. Weil ich finde, da das Freundschaftssystem in dem Spiel ein bisschen größeren Anteil hat oder einen etwas größeren Fokus als so manch andere, nennen wir es Mechaniken, wäre so ein bisschen Polishing vielleicht noch drin gewesen. Aber gut. Und zum Abschied bin ich nochmal da. Denn ihr fragt euch vielleicht, wo sind die Aufnahmen vom Hulk? Falls ihr euch das fragt, habt ihr im Spiel nicht aufgepasst. Der hat ja keine Freundschaftslevel. Und entsprechend auch kein Zufluchtsbesuch. Deshalb kein Hulk. Und das war's mit diesem viel zu langen Video. Ich hoffe, es hat euch trotzdem gefallen. Falls ihr das komplett durchgeguckt habt, Respekt dafür. Bis Mittwoch, wo es dann das letzte Special gibt. Bis dann. Ciao, Freunde.